Hey everyone, this is Louis7 and I am streaming the Lord of the Rings online, and the very first thing I want to point out is I have a new microphone and it's been a little bit rough, to be honest, getting it set up. So if y'all can let me know anything about the audio, both the in-game audio actually and the microphone, how it works, how it sounds, and all that stuff, the feedback would be really appreciated. Because as I mentioned, it's taken a while, a lot longer than I'd hoped to get it set up. It's mainly with just changing some settings, my compressor settings and all sorts of things like that has been the big hurdle, at least the past couple days. But I got the microphone on Monday and I was hoping to have a video on unboxing it and all that and getting it set up, and I still have the recordings for that. I might still have that video, but it's been a little bit extra long getting it set up. I think I have it mostly where I want. That's why the feedback from you all will be important. And with the actual stream, which I have not talked about yet, today we are doing two things. So first of all, you might have noticed the title and thumbnail said Waste Roving Threats, yet the background screenshot was clearly not of the waste, because it was nice and lush and garden-like, you could even say. That's because that was North Ithilien, and the reason I had that is because I also intend to do North Ithilien quests and not just the waste. The waste Roving Threats is going to be a kin event. I don't know if we'll do anything else because I suspect the Roving Threats will go by fairly quick. But we'll get a taste of the waste and spend a lot of time, I think, in North Ithilien as well for this stream. And Chris, thank you for the feedback. You said that sounds the same as usual and all good to you, which is good. I don't know if the quality will hopefully be in a little bit of an upgrade overall. The microphone itself is a lot smaller. It's an XLR mic, which that wasn't really much of a problem with the setup. It was more so the positioning of the microphone, actually getting that in a good position, and then also getting these settings to make it sound normal. I guess it just sounds so different to me, or at least sounded so different compared to my old microphone, which was a Blue Yeti Snowball Ice something. Whatever, not a Blue Yeti, but a Blue Snowball Ice. Whatever the cheaper blue option was. It was a USB microphone, and going to XLR is very different, and it does, at least to me, at first sounded a lot different. Also, so I have an audio interface that is how you connect it to your computer, at least one option, and it seemed like the best option, so that is what I got. And you can adjust the gain directly from that to increase the volume of the microphone, because without the phantom power, it is very, very quiet. So basically need that. Also, just so I run and do stuff, let me make sure I get some quest stuff going on while I run and talk about this. But yeah, need that gain, but then you can also change the gain in Windows from 0 to 100% essentially, and the background noise and some white noise was picked up at certain points. So first of all, if I turn the gain to 100 on the interface, then it's just way too loud, and I'm always getting to the max audio, which is not good for the quality. And then if I turned it all the way up to 100 on Windows and actually had the gain low, then it would be picking up a lot of white noise. I don't even know background noise, because it did not really sound like my background. It just sounded like a white hissy type noise. Kind of a fuzz noise, if anything. So yeah, I spent a lot of time, particularly with those things, and trying to adjust the settings, since I'm not quite used to that. With a USB mic, it's pretty much just plug and play, and it just works like that, but not with this one. Now, I do have a compressor, which should help sometimes when I am talking. Sometimes I talk relatively quietly, and then sometimes I also talk relatively loudly, even though I try to be generally steady. That should help with any of that and keeping my volume relatively normal. And yeah, that is where I am right now with the microphone. It's been a little bit of an adventure for me outside of the game that I'm playing, but a little bit of an adventure getting that set up. I think I finally made progress and can hopefully keep it where it is. Another issue actually with the compressor was doing that directly in OBS, which helps with streaming and such. the settings were a lot different than if I did that in my video editor, which is Premiere Pro. So you can do the compressor in Premiere, and that was the easiest way for me to try to find what to put in the compressor, the settings there. But then if I copy the exact same settings from the editor to OBS, do I need river toads? I do not need river toads. I need something to the east though. I think that's going to be stone troll and get some, moss. I don't intend to do these repeatables all the time or completely today. It's just something I had stuff to do while talking about the mic. And hey Victor, things are going well now that I have the microphone set up. There are a couple things I wanted to do earlier this week rather than just spend all my time. I spent a long time on Monday, probably too long on Monday, trying to get the microphone up, and then yesterday I didn't spend as long, and I think got the settings more finalized and haven't had a chance today to even look at anything until this stream. But yeah, it's still a busy week for me, and that's actually one topic I wanted to bring up as well. I was hoping to work on some videos for my YouTube break that's going to be coming up, which will be a little bit over a week actually. And I was hoping to have some videos ready to go for that break period, as I always do, but it does not look to be likely that I will have that many. There are still a couple I can try to do, but based on this week, I'm not really sure. I'm not as hopeful, as optimistic as I once was about actually having videos during the break. And Chris, I actually, for your kin application, was actually hidden from the regular application place. It sounds like that sometimes happens with our kin website, and because it's a WordPress site, there are some issues there in getting people permission, but yeah, I forwarded that to everybody, and it sounds like it was taken care of. And I believe, if I remember correctly, you are a Demantier in the kin, a Warden, which is a great class choice. As quickly as that thing died once I used Piercing Toss, or whatever it's called, yeah, Piercing Toss, that was not a good play with the Warden. It was a little bit slow there. So what to do when you reach max level, that is entirely up to you. That would be a really hard video to do because there's so many different things you can do. You can focus on gearing up and raiding. Oh yeah, probably want to go ahead and accept this before I kill him. There's a lot of bear traps I have to destroy. I don't think this is one of the repeatable quests that I have been doing. I think this is a new quest that I actually need to do if I remember correctly. I also should probably start heading to the waste. The kin event is scheduled to start in 4 minutes, which means I need to get up there. I'm really worried about the microphone just because it's new, and since I'm not 100% sure on the settings, even how long I spent on it. It's been a while since I've actually looked at it. So I think I will be less concerned about that if I actually just edit a video. So it would be very helpful for me to record a video just so I can have a video to edit for that. And I know I still need some bear traps, but I honestly could go ahead and do 2 more bear traps. There's also another thing I need to do there, breaking the trap and whatever the blue one is, Grip of Mordor. Okay, but yeah, just get 2 more bear traps and then I will continue actually towards the Camp of the Host of the West, or whatever it's called there. It's the Host of the West is the reputation, so I'm guessing the camp name is Camp of the West. And I wonder where my character is stuck right now. There we go. At least dismounting worked that time. Okay, so Victor, you are wondering the more specific thing about gearing up and where to go from there. Mainly with gearing up, I haven't played the level 130 content that much. Well, actually, I have, but it's been a while. I haven't played it much recently. But my general strategy for gearing up on Luiden as more of a casual strategy is vegetation. Might as well pick up flowers along the way. My general strategy has actually been to run Shakalash the Stair Battle and Amdon Demal. Both of those on tier 1 are easy to run, and no matter what gear level you have, you should be able to run it. Of course, I don't know that every pug that they'll have the loose restrictions, because sometimes when people want to run pugs, they just want to get through it quickly, and even for tier 1 stuff, I've noticed, like, want geared people. That's not always the case. But that is an issue you might run into, but hopefully not. But if you run stuff with like your kinship, doing Shakalash, the Stair Battle tier 1, the War of Three Peaks 6-man, and then the raid with that, can give you some good gear to start. And as you get the gear from that, you can start advancing to Rimmerchant, where you can get the raid gear. And then the new Wildwood instances, doing those on tiers above tier 1, you can get a currency to upgrade that raid gear. And you can also mix that in. I believe there are some instances that still give, like for best in slot type armor, one of the 3-mans from Minas Morgul, I want to say, or Askad Mazal from that update before 29, update before 28, update 27, that would be the number. I'm still looking for one more bear trap. I would like to get this before I get moving on. Man, my mouth is dry right now, which is, there it is. My mouth is dry right now, though probably not helping with the microphone. And one issue I've actually noticed with the microphone, even though I have a pop filter now, it's picking up the pops in my mouth a little bit more, just like my spit moving around and stuff like that, which I can usually clean up in editing, but can't do that live in OBS. So hopefully that is not an issue for anybody. And Todd Butcher, you said you've downloaded LOTRO today and been binging my videos. I hope you've been enjoying them while binging them, but I assume you have. And then you said you can't decide on what class to start with. That is one of the hardest things in LOTRO. Sometimes I can't decide which character I want to play, what class I want to play. That's a problem I used to have. I've had more limited time recently where my decision is basically the character I want to progress on, advance on the most, which lately has been this Warden. But that's an issue I definitely understand and have run into with LOTRO, with other games, and all sorts of the such like that. But one recommendation I could make is getting each class to level 20. That is a good start if you haven't already done that. The problem is if you've already done that, and as you say, if you have done that and you find that you enjoy them all, then it can be extra hard. Okay, we are getting to the Camp of the Hest. Nope, that's not right. Camp of the Host. I was going to say Camp of the West of the Host. And then it almost came out as Camp of the Hest of the Wost. But it is just Camp of the Host. Have confirmed that.
Hail, friend of Rohan.
Yeah, so Victor, one thing that is possible, if you really don't want to buy those and don't want to spend more money, of course it's okay if you want to do that. But one possible thing, oh yeah, I guess we have the book quest, book 8, chapter 1 you can start here. I haven't even finished the book before that. Wow, nobody on my kinship is eligible. I guess I'm the most progressed as far as that book goes, but yeah, it looks like you can start the waste stuff off just right from the bat with book 8 chapter 1. But I'm going to join my kin in Discord, and just so people who aren't familiar know how that works, I will be on push to talk with them, and they will be playing in my headphones. You all won't be able to hear it and all that usual stuff, and I just have to make sure that I am on push to talk, because that is an issue that happens, and that's what I should be on. So as I talk, I am not lighting up there, so they cannot hear me. Hello. Somebody is trying to... Oh, where am I being summoned? It says no man land, so maybe. Okay. I was already here, so I just wanted to make sure that I was in the right spot before I accepted that. So the captain in my group tried to summon me, but I was already here. Ooh, wait, this is a laggy place. I did not expect to get this much lag. I wonder why I'm having so much lag. Let's see. Usually, or sometimes, it's because I have a little rogue process going on. And I think I actually don't know. It might just be a little bit laggy here, unfortunately. So yeah, for solo play, you can't really go wrong, Todd, so you could be overthinking if you're trying to pick the most optimal class for solo play or something, or one that isn't bad for solo play. I think for that, you can pick just what you enjoy most. That would actually be one of my biggest recommendations. I have no idea what I'm doing with the quest here, but that is okay. We're just talking to people and actually getting stuff done. Here's Host of the West people.
Our long journey is almost at its end, friend.
Yeah, I think that's the way they work. But yeah, if you pick the class you enjoy the most, at least in my experience, if I pick a class that I enjoy the most, that's usually going to be the best one to actually progress on and go on. So this is the Camp of the Host. I remember doing this update 20, I think this was, update 20, the Waste, one right before Mordor. This was a pretty significant update because my channel, YouTube channel, this is around when I started getting into streaming and such, and first doing commentaries. Actually, it was a little bit after I very first started doing commentaries, but doing them a little bit more regularly. So it's a vivid experience. I remember this zone and just starting to do more YouTube content around when this update came out, and did some reviews and different types of videos that came along with this update. And we can go ahead and get started while we're waiting for everybody to do the get ready for the stuff. We can go ahead and just do some questing, knock out some of the camp quests here. Heavy armor, barter people. Oh, there's a skirmish camp. I didn't realize this was a skirmish camp. That makes sense. I had floating names on. Yeah, getting the two you are leaning to could probably be a good idea. And usually level 20, for some of the classes you could probably... Actually, for most of the classes I think you can get general feel by level 20. But then also with level 20, that is when group content unlocks. I know it can be difficult to get like an on-level group for Great Barrow or one of the other instances that starts at level 20, such as the new Wildwood one, the Woe of the Willow. But also running group content, if you are interested in that, you could start that very low level at level 20. You also unlock skirmishes and the such, and missions. So you just unlock a lot of things at level 20 that you can do a little bit different to see how you like the class with those as well. I think is a good reason to get them to 20. And you, I think by then, get a general feel. Way long ago on a different server. Okay, yeah, not yet. Somebody was asking if we got to Langruben, but I have not. So Joe Pinder, you are wondering if champion gets better as you level it up more, and I'm wondering if you mean better as in more fun, or they perform better, like kill things faster and more survivable, because the latter, they do perform better, I think, as you level them up more. For me, they aren't the... They aren't the most fun class to begin with, but there are actually a couple things with champion. One, I find them more fun as you level up because you get more skills and things like that, get more interaction between your skills and these such, but also their gameplay kit in general is fairly basic. So for me, progressing on a champion, I can get bored of the class actually fairly quickly. So as I level up a champion more, at least my previous experience, I usually like stop playing that class as much as I level up. that. So it looks like we are getting ready. Okay. I think I am going to have managed to gotten a whole quest done during that. There was some weird beeping. So it sounds like somebody has the map for where we need to go. Yeah, the waste is actually a fairly neat zone. It's a little bit Angmar-like, but it's got ugly bushes, which is not a good thing. But it's not quite fully Mordor ugly. It's also got a little bit of Mordor Besiege type ugliness, but still a little bit different than that. I don't know where we're going, but I'm following people. Also, it looks like there are a bunch of quests available if we, like, kill these things. I don't know if we will be able to kill something while running, but that is a possibility. Yeah, Champion in general is a very strong leveling class. There we go. Got some quests. Always happy to have more quests. Wow, we have a lot of people. I didn't even realize we have 7 people in the group. We had to convert to a raid. And we have a lot of people on in the kin relative to some recent periods the past couple weeks. I really don't know where we're headed. I'm guessing we should follow the Guardian. I could even just put him on follow. See those things, the tall grass there, loading a little bit odd. Looks like you have to confirm binding. So just one of us. Running sideways in this game on a mount looks weird. Running sideways, this is not a regular mount, but you mean like this, I'm guessing. That actually does look really weird with the worsted like this. Here it is. I had to go up here. But this is the Roving Threat. These Roving Threats are weird because you get the quest for the Roving Threat when you go up to it instead of getting it like at the camp or something like that. I don't even know where the Roving Threat is. I just know we got the quest. There it is. Hiding in the back. It is a dead. Okay, clear out some of these enemies. Gnarled branches, that is the flowers. I was kind of curious. I don't remember paying too much attention back in the day. Gnarled branches is actually an Orient Forester, so never mind on that. I thought that might have been a flower. I was like, you could get the extracts, but Mornweed. There is a fear to start off the fight. I was going to try to get the Mornweed, but I did not know that we were pulling it. That was a long fear. This might be a bit tough. I don't think everybody in the group is level 105 yet, and probably not all that well geared, but in general, roving threats are not usually all that much of an issue, so I don't foresee too much problem, but sometimes people can die like they have. Now I can focus on the actual boss, I believe. Well, I have seized the moment. I want to go in melee, even though I also don't want to go in melee. Whatever he was casting was not interruptible. I don't think I got any sweeps there. Usually I don't like doing those spear sweeps, but since I have it traded, something I'm just testing out with this character, giving it a more thorough test, but not the biggest fan of the mechanic, and I don't think I actually triggered any there. It's very RNG based. And also being in melee against things like this usually is not the safest. I wonder where the res circle is. At this point it's probably not worth running back with the ghost that close to being dead, but But yeah, if I knew where the res circle was and he had higher health, I think I would actually try to run back. It looks like a couple of people already are trying to run back. I could also use my free revive, but I'd rather, if I don't need to, not do it. If I notice if one of these two guys die, or one of these three guys, I almost got him. Hopefully the people that ran away and are running back can still get credit. Okay, it looks like the minstrel is the only one back. I'll go ahead and use my free revive. Except he got him anyway. Alright, res this guy. The captain. God. Oh yeah, we also got the new reputation stuff. Forget, it seems like this update, if I remember correctly, this update is when they started adding rep items like this that you could either consume or trade in. Actually, that was not added in this. I think that started maybe West Gondor, even some of the Rohan areas that I specifically remember. But I remember that being a big feature of this update, a huge rep grind with the actual factions here that we can see. Host of the West weapons, host of the West armor, host of the West weapons. Again, maybe it was just armor and weapons, but still, the point is, I remember that grind now, just being reminded of it, looking at those three things. And I don't know if it's actually as bad as I make it sound, but it's something I really do remember. There's the running sideways. Golden extracts, so there are even different extracts for this area. Golden is new. So I think, and hello Alanida, I don't know if I said hello, but felt the error today. I have not felt the error. I do not know what error you're actually even talking about, Alanida. So it looks like much less lagging after the error or something. I'm lagging less than at the camp of the host. Oh, so it was around the morning in the US. Yes, I have not played LOTRO or logged on for a couple days. Okay, it sounds like the next roving threat. I actually did do these roving threats back in the day. I was thinking I did not, but I remember doing this, running around and getting them with people a couple times. But yeah, if some of these servers were lagging, perhaps they could have fixed something. I think I've heard Evernight has been having issues, if perhaps that is the server that you play on. Oh, to the east. Somebody said to the west, I thought, but we're headed to the east, the other west. Not that I saw. Okay, so it was on Arkenstone. Well, as long as the lag is better, not worse, that should be a good thing. I got it as well. Okay, so there is a drink to the south, and hello, Zombie. I feel the need to say your name. It's been a while. Rossan Maherman. Nope. One more try. Rossan Maherman, which, if I remember correctly, means lawnmower. I was still running up to the thing. Oh yeah, so without buying War of Three Peaks and Wildwood, you can't really 100% gear up, but you can just run the Minas Morgul stuff. And as far as update 27 goes, you can run Askad Mazal. I am in melee stance, which is not good. You could run Askad Mazal. I think that's the name of it, Chamber of Shadows or something, the Moria instance from update 27. He needs to be interrupted, and I'm not sure anybody interrupted him, so that's scary, but that was just frontal. And yeah, running the Minas Morgul raid and the instances that came with that expansion. I know the quests even in War of Three Peaks to get starter gear, it's just such a good mini expansion for getting some baseline gear. And even compared to the Minas Morgul quest gear, it's a big upgrade. I don't even think I've left the other bleed. There are so many bleeds there, I can't even track 100% what I have and have not done. Either way, maybe it's time to switch back to range and use some range stuff then. And of course the raid in Minas Morgul, I don't remember if I specifically mentioned that, but Merchant Provisions, that will be the third one. I don't think I have my subscriber town services. This is my first time logging in a few days. This direction now, top of the rocky hill. Makes me think of like coal or iron. I guess because it is darker colored. Black rock here. I feel like if there is a zone in World of Warcraft, thinking Blackrock made me think Blackrock Mountain. But thinking of a zone in WoW that is somewhat similar to the Waste would actually be Badlands. Badlands is more orange and dirt dusty rather than just dark. But the landscape is somewhat similar between the two maybe. Ruins of Gondor. I guess it's the Ruins of Gondor in the Waste. So there should be a roving threat around here, it sounds like. A little bit like Desolus. I haven't been to Desolus all that much to remember exactly what it looks like, but maybe a little bit of that as well. I could definitely see that. I feel like Desolus is one of these zones I have least visited in the game, but every time I visit it, I like it. But I'm guessing it's a zone if I spent most of my time there, then I might not like it all that much. Okay, here is the roving threat. We were a little bit too far east. I don't have the map up for the roving threats, just relying on people in the kin for navigation. So that's why it looks like I'm running around aimlessly sometimes looking for one, since I don't know where to look. Even if I did this, it was like whenever update 20 came out. I don't think I've done these roving threats since Mordor came out. Let's get some good AoE. I'm actually going to try to pay attention to what I use this time a little bit more. I don't know, I just feel like the last couple of roving threats haven't been fully up to giving as much production as I would like having. I would like to blame that death on lag because I was lagging there, but at the same time, I noticed my health was really low, probably too late anyway, so it's a case of while I was lagging and might have been able to use potions in my Never Surrender, it is entirely possible that I would have died anyway. Yeah, the quests in the Waste My first time through it was a little bit of a mixed experience. I kind of liked it and I kind of thought parts of it were boring. So he gives a one-shot poison. Perhaps that is part of what happened to me. I just remember, there's the eye. That is probably the one-shot. Yeah, there's an eye that you get. And I didn't even live long enough to see exactly what it did. Besides killing me. Hi, Cosmic Star, and if you were the one that messaged me on Discord, I just saw that before the stream. I don't know if you are. Somebody messaged me on Discord about streaming on YouTube. Well, let's see, this guy has the eye. There we go, now I can see it. A foul disease, effects applied to fellowship. Okay. So it sounds like the one-shot disease thing there cures poison somehow, though. Yep. Yeah, Infinity Man was the one that messaged me on Discord. Kind of wondering if there's any way to avoid that X power. Those poisons need to be removed. On expiration, you die. Okay. See, when you're dead, you can look at that stuff. So stairs, that is going to be Shakalosh the Stair Battle, which is a War of Three Peaks 6-man, the only War of Three Peaks 6-man. And a lot of people probably run that tier 1 plus because for tier 1 at least it's very easy to get some good baseline gear. For level 130 you get item level 426-ish I want to say, and you can get just about every slot of gear. You can get some jewelry pieces which are usually purple and not quite the best for the jewelry but still good starter gear. And you also can get main armor teal pieces, and you can also get essences and all that stuff to actually put into the armor. I wonder if there are any mechanics for avoiding blight or not. That is the thing that has killed me like 2 or 3 times now. At this point, I forgot there was a red circle right at that part. I probably could have been running back the whole time. Oh yeah, and embers and gear. I believe the chest you can only loot every once in a while. Maybe it's daily for tier 1 at least that I remember. It's been too long since I've run this stuff to actually remember the exact details, but yes, you also get the embers of enchantment. You can disenchant the gear as well for that, and maybe there are dailies and weeklies that the instances contribute to, but once again, it's been too long since I've done that stuff to remember. That's the problem with spending too much time with my kinship here. And we have, I don't think y'all can quite see, a cat right here, so that's why I'm moving my hand all weird like this. I really need to look into a way to increase the height of my desk. It's got 4 legs, very small legs where it actually goes down, but my chair I think doesn't go as low as some other chairs I have had, even though the desk is like a pretty standard height, same height as like pretty much all desks. It's not enough room for my cat to sit on my lap while I am here. Wow, this is very slow. This actually brings me back to like when we were doing Rift of Nerskashu and I would spend so much time dead and just like watching people do things. This brings me back to that. But they did complete it and I got the quest done. I don't know, guess you can't advance that while you're dead. And the server I am on is Anor on this character. That's the one I play when I'm not playing Arkansas, and it's me, name it. I'm glad you think I am beautiful. Okay, got my res. Now what I need to do is I have a bunch of... I don't even know if I have a bunch of junk in my inventory. Might be good. I don't know if it'd be good to put vitality gear on and help me survive, but if I'm getting one shot by something like that, I don't know how much it would help. But yeah, without having my subscriber town services, my inventory is not good right now. I don't know if I can just mail stuff to an alt real quick. There we go. That just frees up a little bit of inventory so I can turn in. Now, how do I turn this in? I have to relog it. Oh, there we go. That doesn't go away. It was just hiding. So these roving threats are nasty on level the waste one. That is actually a good thing. The challenge is good. I honestly don't remember this all that much. I don't remember this much issue when I ran this back in the day. Back in my day, you could actually just walk through it. They were talking about the Black Gate, and for anybody that doesn't know, the Mordor beta, you could just walk through it. Some might even describe it as simply walking through it. Oh, I missed that. What was that? Something along those lines. Don't remember the exact details because all of my alts I just got ported to Mordor and skipped that. One character I did it the proper way. So they were talking about going to Mordor this time, and yes, all of my alts I would skip that, but one character I did the proper way. That is the old style on LOTRO that should probably be abandoned because to get trait points and all this stuff you want to do epics at this point. Here's the next roving threat. This one actually looks fairly simple. This one looks like simple. It looks pretty simple, this one. It makes me think instead of just a few of us getting one shot at a time, I think we're all going to get one shot. I think I took a lot of damage, that guy being the tank. Okay, I've had bad experience going in melee, so let's go in melee. Okay, that's only 150 fire damage. That is not that much. That looked like distributed damage. I don't know if it was. Okay, so we still have the tank alive. We have, I believe, one healer alive. We just have the roving threat. I don't know if it's best to stay ranged at this point. Sometimes there are things in melee. I don't know if this roving threat. A lot of the roving threats applied on expiration. What was applied on expiration? Something was applied on expiration, but it didn't even say anything. So the troll roving threat here killed your 130 champion pretty easily. There's one in Mirkwood that can be like that. The one in Mirkwood on my Warden was a task to solo. It was technically duo with like a level 100. Oh yeah, let's retreat. This is something I've forgotten to do. Okay, we gotta try to run all the way up there before the tank dies. But hopefully we can refine our strategy or something. Get a little bit better at this. And by the way, Cosmic Star, if you have the questions on streaming, I'd be happy to answer them. Especially in this nice environment. talking, I was just thinking about making a comment about the environment here and getting exercise. So I had the perfect setup. Yeah, that one. That one on. There, if there's one like that in the Waste, I'm not familiar, but the one in Mirkwood that is like that. It took a few tries on Louisen. I don't remember the strategy. I think it was just to DPS him down as fast as possible instead of kiting, which is an option, but it's really hard to remove the corruptions fast enough, and he still has movement speed and damage buff if I remember correctly. Yeah, I noticed everything looks dead here. Like, it's really weird to run through a landscape like this and not get attacked by enemies, but everything looks dead. Like all these bone piles. I technically had a hunter help me, Steve, but the hunter was the level 100 one. Which may be a little bit of help there and things. $105? Is that... Okay, I was wondering what you were asking. That's a good question, because we were at 80 before, and I have not looked into after that. I have 82 right now, but I know I'm missing the Moria one. So I think there are still a couple from the books, though, that I can get. I forget how many books there are, so maybe anywhere from 2 to 4 more trait points, roughly. So they were wondering how many trait points you get at this level, and I know you can get 80 at 100. So anybody that doesn't know, I plan to have in the future a guide on this. This was one of the ones I was hoping would be next week, but not so sure about that. Anyway, you can get 80 trait points at level 100, which is a lot of trait points. There are only 95... Let me fix that. 97 trait points you can get in the game at this point, and 80 of them you can get by level 100. And then I got 2 from leveling to 105, but I think there are still a couple from the book quest that I can get before Mordor. And then in Mordor, primary source of trait points, you get a couple from leveling, I think, once again. But once again, it's mostly from the Black Book of Mordor, and then after the Black Book of Mordor will be the Legacy of Durin and the Trials of Dwarves. So those are the sources from here. Just Epic Quest, which is much better, if you ask me. The Epic Quest is much better than having it throughout things such as Zone Quest. Even if there's zones I like, I don't like that mechanic of having trait points there. There's so many different ideas that I should make a video on the endless possibilities of how to fix trait points. Just because I think it's such a big issue that there are a few, I think, fairly simple fixes. It's really scary when he does that fire thing. I guess if I had floating names I could actually see what it is. Oh, I accidentally used the boot, that's not good. And I just messed up that game. Okay, we're not doing any melee stuff. Haven't gotten hit by that fire thing that killed me. It said something applied on expiration, but didn't even say what it did. Okay, let's try this melee stuff again, now that he's running away. Messed up that game at whatever it was. And I need to get that. Something hitting me. The Twisted Fell Spirit, that seems to do a lot of fear damage too, which is not good. Shadow damage, not really fear damage. Yeah, the Shadow Scream there, that killed me. He also did Fear and Flame, the boss did, actual threat. So I had a couple things there that essentially acted, that came all at once and was almost like a one-shot. But hopefully he has a lot of bleeds on them. I don't think they are my bleeds, I think they're from the other Warden. It looks like they are playing the yellow line. I saw barbed javelins. I've seen them use pretty much all the good gambits, all the good debuffs going on the threat there. Yeah, I don't think we have any in combat reses, and it's a very long run back where I think we have enough people, especially getting that one range resounding challenge would be a big help. There are so many ads though, so many fell spirits. but as long as the tank and anybody close enough to get hit by that can survive, we can be successful. The question is, will we have somebody available to res? And it looks like the Runekeeper survived and everything is down. For me? Did you say? Yep. I was concerned about saying that. Also, I think I said simple, not easy. Just simply killed us. So let's get these Dagger Lad spoils. They seem to have marks. Anorian hides, bolts of rush cloth, the new crafting stuff, barter item crafting stuff. Also got a scholar recipe for the restored collections of Dagger Lad. I forget how there are so many things going on in the waste. If I remember correctly, at least, there are so many things that I don't remember. It's really weird that I like this environment better than pre-battle Gondor because I feel like this area is not supposed to be pretty. It's supposed to be waste and ugly. Wasteland, essentially. But for me, I get less bothered by a zone like this than staying in, like, pre-battle Gondor forever. Because I feel like Gondor should be pretty and not like the pre-battle environment. So while we are missing the pretty blue skies, it actually feels like less of a problem in a zone like this to me. The Roving Threats? Or maybe... Oh, we don't need to go here. We need to leave. There's the dead Dol Akhern, and it just does this. Yep. I think you have to get progress either in the zone quest or book quest before you can travel there. We just ran into that area. At least they give you a chance to escape here. Okay. That's still Anorian. It might be able to give, there's a lot of the waste crafting stuff. I don't remember 100% how it works, but there is some new stuff like bolts of rush cloth you might see. And that Dagger Lad Onyx. Yeah. Alright, and Langruven is going to be a group area, that much I remember. So just as a reminder for anybody that wasn't here when the stream started, I have a new microphone, so if anybody does have feedback, if they've noticed the audio being perhaps particularly good or bad, or cutting off, like I'm getting too loud on it, too quiet on it, or any of that sort of stuff, please do let me know, because I look over at OBS and sometimes I see myself, it seems like peaking only sound a little bit too loud sometimes. I don't know if that's the case. I think so. Steve, you actually said it sounds better, which is good. But I was just looking over, I might have accidentally hit something. I was just looking over at my thingy over there. Sound box, it's not a sound box, but audio interface, that is the actual name of it. So there's a little cave type thing over here. Gathering of Evil. That is a good name for a deed here. Wow. I have to ask, how did you manage to play this that long ago? So this area, this camp, if I remember correctly, it's almost like Dol Amroth for the Waste, rather than for Western Gondor. Just similar difficulty, maybe even a little bit more difficult than Dol Amroth. I guess at this point we had imbued allies and all that set in, so maybe they did upgrade the difficulty and increase like the mob difficulty slightly. You see more elite masters and fewer elites maybe, to compensate for the crazy power of the imbued allies, more trait points and all that sort of stuff we got after Western Gondor and after Dol Amroth. So it should be something exciting. There are also resource instances. I don't really know the difficulty of those resource instances. I think I ran them back in the day, but I honestly don't remember them. Maybe I will start to recognize them more when we get to them again, but that'll be interesting to see. And one of the things I have been working towards on this character with going through North Ithilien, well, North Ithilien is fun, and I want to savor that content. I am excited to actually get through the wasteland, get questing in it again, which we're technically getting a little bit of questing done, just killing random things here. So the Roving Threat that's the tower guard. He said north of Roving. I'm guessing somewhere in the northern end of the camp it is looking like. Kundalar. Kundalar are just the ones in North Ithilien, if I remember correctly. North? Do you have the coordinates? Okay, sounds like we might have the coordinates in a moment for this Roving Threat, but what I'm wondering with the Roving Threat... Okay, so there's one more spot for this Roving Threat they found that is actually in the southeast, maybe. Just head out of here, I'll wait here. Also, this outfit, it's really nice. So, I know there are some annoying things about the outfit I mentioned, and for anybody that missed that, basically the bottom half of the outfit around the legs, parts of it looks a little bit weird to me, and the elbow pads. Both, they physically don't make sense sometimes. When my elbows turn, somehow the plate looking elbow pads just bend like nothing. But also, just having the elbow pads for some reason, it's a little bit bothersome. I think because most outfits in any game that I've ever played don't actually have elbow pads, so it's just something a little bit weird. So with those two annoying things going on with the outfit, and my first impressions being that I really liked it, I still think that I overall like it. Or the Slag Hills. I remember this camp questing there. I don't know why I remember. I guess because my burglar, sometimes I log my characters out and just don't play them for a while, and whenever I log into them, they're at a camp and my burglar was actually exactly at that camp for a long while. My burglar was probably my second most played character in this zone, actually. Oh, somebody ran through these guys. Does this remind you of any other camp? Oh. I was thinking there was a specific one from level 100. Bunch of archers at the gate. Yeah. Oh, they even have people on the towers. That is just like Tarleigh's crown. Oh, I could have actually used the boot and interrupted him, but this is okay. It's weird to be a warden and focusing on the one on top of the tower instead of like a hunter doing that, but that is what I was doing. Should be almost down. So on the street in the east, I remember this roving threat, I think. I did mention that I ran the roving threats to the waste, and I think I remember one being in here. I wonder if there's a deed for these guys. Just defeat many foes in Roving, so there is. There is. Oops. I was just going to point out there's a Slayer deed for 200 of these guys, so I'm guessing the advanced is 300 or 400 rather. So might not hurt to kill some. That would be, if that actually works like other deeds, I don't remember if it is 400 for the advanced, but that would mean 600 total things you need to kill here. That is a lot for a Slayer deed. There are some things like that in Wildwood that I think some people complained about needing so many things there. We can kill them pretty fast in a group, of course. So it's not like the biggest challenge or something you can't do outside of one deed session as a group. But it is a lot still. My cat is being all weird. I think she was trying to jump off me, but couldn't actually get up enough to do that. I need to stretch my legs after that, so we're going way down. I'm in melee stance using a resounding challenge. That is not good. Okay, so to the east at the street. I guess as we continue this road, I was thinking this area, and I haven't seen the map, that's just what I'm trying to figure out, and it does sound like the map that somebody is looking at is leading us in this group. The other option is at the end of this road in the east somewhere. So just continue along it. Up in the tower. If only I had prepared the boot instead of could have interrupted him. Oh, I missed this one staying right here. I wonder what we have. The captain, I'm guessing. Honestly, don't know what spec they're playing. I haven't even bothered to pay attention enough to what spec they're playing. Since we just got to an actual proper group area, I don't really remember. I didn't pay attention, rather, before, so I don't know what they're playing. I'm trying to tell by the buffs and maybe if there are any debuffs. Once the banner comes, that would tell me. Essentially, I'm guessing they're playing the red line though. Got, I think, it's been too long since I've looked at the captain traits. I think that's a blue line trait, but something you can easily get as a red line captain, even at this point with as few trait points as we have available. I also don't know what gambits I'm using because I'm just looking at my buffs up there, trying to get some idea. Here, this should tell me. That is relentless attack. I think that would be the red line buff. Okay, now to actually pay attention to my gambits. It's a good thing I was too far away because I tried to pull one of these guys. And talking about the Slayer deed, just to show why it can be relatively quick in a group, we already have 38 of these defeated in Roving, so it's not something, even though you need so many, at least it appears you need so many, especially considering the advanced, it's not something that is like super slow and takes forever and forever. So that is the name of the Sure Strike buff when you're in red line. That is good to know that I at least was able to remember or recognize that enough. in the tower again that I will get in a moment. Thought I already used this on the tower guard, but he only has, well, now he has 2 bleeds on him. I could have just not triggered the bleed. And I thought the other warden might have been hitting him, so it could have been the other warden's bleed, so not sure. So I just decided to use Entering Strike there again. I have not gotten a trigger of Seize the Moment. Seems like this entire fight. It's a long time. But that's sometimes just the way it works. I know I'm using Resounding Challenge a lot, but just waiting for a Seize the Moment to trigger. There we go, now the fight's almost done. Okay, hopefully we'll be running into the Roving Threat somewhat soon. I think we're getting towards the eastern end of Roving here. I was just looking up, here we actually got a Seize the Moment. This would be a time, I think it could be good to sweep real quick. Because if I get the Spear Sweep and do that in AoE, that will just be extra crazy, and I think I actually did get that. Oh wow, the other one died first. I must have been targeting the wrong one there. Not paying much attention to the assist window, as y'all can probably tell. Something I sometimes forget to pay attention to in that fight. I definitely missed it. Kind of concerning. So we didn't get the Roving Threat here. So it sounds like there is one other spot in the west that is possible. Oh, so back to the crossing north where we were before. Yeah, sounds like maybe to the north at the spot, maybe? At the spot I am at. The crossing over here to the west a little bit. Yeah, it's possible the Roving Threat will be here. I will go ahead while we're perhaps waiting for some people and go ahead and look at a map myself. Foragel, Lebanon, go past that. Okay, so the waste. It looks like there is... Yeah, it looks like the gate back where we were at would be the possibility. And then there is one where we were before. Yeah. So I think we've already been there. Yeah, I'm not seeing a spot right here on the map. Okay, so it could have wandered up there? Okay. There's another spot in the... Okay, in the west in general. But it sounds like it could wander. Actually, there is an emissary I just targeted. I doubt that's the... I doubt that's the roving threat, but I did target an emissary. There it was. But yeah, that is not the roving threat, of course. Actually, I wonder the possibility. It says the Rocky. I wonder which roving threat that is. Gorthog? Marsgrud? Marsgrud? So this one, it looks like it can spawn any of these locations. I might have accidentally canceled out of that. Yeah, accidentally canceled out of the captain. The captain summoned before when I was looking at the LOTRO wiki again. There's... I need to summon again. Accidentally canceled it. Okay, this time I clicked yes. This time, I like sitting down like that, but I really do sometimes feel like I'm sinking too much. As nice as it is to stretch my legs. Well, first of all, you really underestimate us. We got 61 of them, actually. They were talking about the Slayer deed, and that we got like 30 or 40. Wow. But yeah, we actually got 61 total enemies defeated in Langruben. There we go. Just took me a minute to hover over it again. And yeah, Marsgrud is the last one we need. That'll give 2,000 Virtue XP. I wonder where my Virtue XP is going. Still to Wit. So I should get a little bit of Wit, Valor, and Determination. I wonder what it'll rank up next. I really don't want Charity ranked up. Like, that is an actual concern with this character. I do not want Charity ranked up, but I think these take enough Virtue XP now that that won't happen. So I actually pulled up the map and I can look at the proper locations. Looks like there's one... Looks like there's a possibility at these ruins, which I did not see. Seems a little bit odd. Oh yeah, I thought the Mirkwood one was bugged or something is why, but I don't know. Sounds like we might not be able to find the roving threat. We looked at, as far as I know, just about all of the locations. This is a possibility right here at the ruins where we did not find one. And that was the one spot in the west that we did not look. There's another one way in the southwest. That was the first one we got. Is the one way in the southwest that you still need a Jimmy back up? And I don't know, one person actually missed the quest for the very first roving threat we got. So perhaps there could be a respawn or something. And I closed out the map. Okay, so the one that we got first should be somewhere roughly around here. I'm not seeing a roving threat at the moment. Anyway, yeah, did not see a roving threat in an entire area. I am in combat with something. I don't know what I'm in combat with, but I turned my floating aims on because I could potentially start looking for some flowers or even these gnarled branches. I think this can give me some of the Ithilien stuff, which I don't know how much I will do with the Ithilien stuff, but I can do that. Yeah, I'm not sure if we will be able to get this last roving threat or not because we cannot find it. We looked at the 2 locations in Langrove and we got 4 of the 5 roving threats, so there are 6 total possible locations, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 actually. There are 7 possible locations and we've looked at all 7 and have only found 4 of the roving threats. So it is possible that there's a spawn issue or what there is with that. Looking at again at the LOTRO wiki map, making sure I'm not. Oh, did you find it? Oh, he wandered off quite a bit, it looks like. I wonder if these other ones could just wander that much. Okay. So, yeah, it looks like... So the spawn point is at the southeast end of the lake. Like, how's that? So this lake, it's the southeast. Usually the LOTRO wiki seems pretty accurate, but I know roving threats kind of rove around a little bit, so... Yeah, maybe some issues there. And then we could look at... Just look kind of thoroughly around the area. Perhaps could be a thing. And even the one in Langrove, perhaps there are some areas inside the camp that we just didn't go in deep enough that they could actually roam around, even if they're usually, like, say there is usually one in that gate there. Which, by the way, Langrove, that would probably be a good lead into Rune. It's a very random thought, but at that gate, it seems like it is a little bit of a tease that Rune, with the Kundalar and Easterlings, I believe they are from Rune. A little bit of a tease from that. I don't know. No Man Lands. See, I don't know what gimmicks I'm using. I'm getting feared. Here's a flower. Eye of the Night. I feel the need to pick this because I am feared and right next to it. Don't mind me. Instead of helping with the roving threat, I'm going to get me some waste. Okay, so the coordinates on the wiki look like they mark the middle of the route. That would actually probably be good. Because, well, I was feared right into it. And it was called Eye of the Night, which seemed too fitting. Ew, our tank went down. That's not good. Alright, time to use my heals, get my heal over times up, and run away. Somebody did actually notice that I picked up got my golden extract. The good news is he is taking damage this whole time. I think he's just ranged. I just like staying far away, because usually it feels safer. Which was some roving threats definitely is true. No problem. Thank you for teaching me the dwarf res. Okay, so I think we are going to look once again throughout the entire zone. I now have the map to double check as I look along. Pick some flowers along the way. Oh. I'll head back with y'all then. Might as well pick flowers while we're waiting. The reason I have, for anybody not knowing, the reason I have the inventory thing pop up every time I try to loot a flower is because I am in a group. That seems to be the function of the flowers. You just don't collect it when you're in a group. You have to actually bind it to you and all that. I also don't remember exactly what the vials of golden extract turn into. I'm guessing it's just the waste version of the extract. Oh. Yeah, I'm going to look, just scout the areas a little bit again. It should be, yeah, it should be a big troll too. And violet extract. This is my first violet one. Yep. Horsetail. I can't stop picking up flowers, even if they're in the waste. Somehow flowers still grow here. You can get some nice extracts out of them. I'm going to actually... I'm going to put the map where I can actually look at it and not have to keep going in. What is on my chat? Okay, so this lake, it sounds like the actual spawn location is in the... I found a dragon, okay. Got a little too excited. Okay, going to do one more circle because this is the single roving threat. Yeah, not seeing, as far as the ruins go, not seeing anything. I wonder a little bit west or even east up here. Kind of doubt it, but I don't know how far away these roving threats can actually roam. We got the spider, for people that haven't been here, we got the spider in, it's really hard to tell with the quest tracker, let me turn that off for a minute. We got the spider right here, and then we got the dragon right here, so the dragon was right where it belonged again, and then I think the one far in the northeast above Dol Akron here, that was the Numenorian, the simple one that decided to kill all of us. The only one that completely wiped us so far was the simple looking one. Defeat mangy wolves. I think I used to call that mangy before I actually knew how that was pronounced. I almost said that again. I think it's mangy is the actual pronunciation of the word. Okay, do not see a troll. There is actually a troll somewhere and we're missing it. It's a very sneaky troll. Must have learned a lot from some burglars. Oops, I hit my microphone, have an itchy ear, and I don't think I hit the microphone, but I hit my new pop filter. Will point out for anybody that is searching, it's a good time to pick up some flowers. Like, that's why I find it almost no problem, because I can just collect all these along the way. So I've noticed I get two different types of extracts here, and I don't remember exactly how it works once again, but you can get golden and violet, it looks like, in the waste along with the other ones. But it seems like in North Ithilien there is a higher density, but I haven't been paying like all that much attention here until now. But yeah, in the wastes, at least my experience was, instead of questing there, I was picking up flowers with an occasional quest objective getting done. Really? Wow, that is really far south. So they found the troll and it's really far south compared to the map, so I guess they can rove around a little bit. I wonder if the troll also got lost picking flowers. I really feel like, so the actual spawn location is like right at this point of interest, not spawn location, but location on the LOTRO wiki. But the troll is where the guardian is, somewhere around there. And I looked in that area pretty thoroughly. That's where I just was doing a bunch of circling you all saw. Because it seemed pretty likely it wasn't going to be Langruven. That's where I started to head, but yeah. What do you see there? Oh, these are tiny trolls. I don't know why. I guess I'm actually being zoomed out far away, but they look tiny at first. These guys look really tough. So last time I called something simple, it wiped us. So hopefully calling it tough will make it overconfident and it won't use its best stuff against us. Picked up all the quests, so while waiting for people, don't mind me running around killing things. It would be really convenient before I actually leave. I don't know, as a group we might do some other warbands or things in the new zones, or even potentially some of the Gondor roving threats it sounded like. But I really do feel like I might as well try to finish a quest set or something while out here. Something I'm going to do on this character anyway, and honestly, if I'm bouncing between two zones like that I can do, might as well get some variety and go ahead and get some of the waste done so I can once again savor and actually look forward going back to North Ithilien a little bit. Oh, you actually do need to defeat bears? I thought I hovered over a bear and it didn't count earlier. Snake is yellow, that's because it's a critter. I think I got all the waste claws I need. Wolves, probably need wolves. Probably Kraben. I remember these quests having to kill all these different things, all these different beasts and the such. I think there are some other quests that you are actually like do in the zone that you would get these animals killed while doing that, but I don't 100% remember that that's exactly how it worked. I'll have to look once again at the new Host of the West, the Herbalist, and the Waste specifically. I also randomly noticed that I am way far to my right, which will be on the screen, way far left. This is probably about where I should be. Kraben, still need that. Alright, I've gotten a little bit lost on accident. Getting too much quest progress, it looks like the one person we were waiting for already made it back. Haha. Bone mellow. This one might have the same mechanics as the one at Mirkwood. Yep. So this one does, so I was talking about the Mirkwood one, and it sounds like this one does have a troll that functions just like that. Ouch. 82,000. That hurt. He scored me with a hit with a ground smash for 82,237 damage. I don't remember if some of their damage is distributed. I don't think that one said it was just an AoE, melee range AoE. But it almost killed me twice over. Don't think vitality gear would help too much with that. While I do technically have some vitality gear. Yeah, that is one strategy to remove corruptions and slow a little bit. Wow, that's a lot of buffs. Oh boy. Okay, I have him on the worsted, which I hate doing, but I have that. I don't know if he can run faster than me, and I don't know why he's standing still right now. That is very concerning. I think one of my things actually rooted him. I don't want him to reset. I would actually run back near the res circle, but I'm concerned he would reset. No. Yeah, halt the charge. Wow. I used to pay attention to the combinations on the war state. I think I used to know what combination would actually do halt the charge, but I forget. But whatever I'm doing, I think it's the skill. Yeah, halt the charge. That is, against something like this, when it hits, I think it missed once there, and it's strong. Oh, cat is back. Oh no. That could have gone way worse. Yeah, the legendary servers might have new content before the regular servers at the current rate. That is true, Wolf Mecha. They'll get 140 with Gundabad, but maybe after Gundabad we'll get whatever level 150 content first. Don't have enough war state power. That is... It's not quite catching up to me, but it's still concerning. He keeps getting stronger though. I'm scared. Alright. Like... I wonder if he can do 1 million damage yet. With all these buffs, I really wonder. He hit me for 80,000. I don't know how many buffs he had at that point, but I wonder if there's a way to gain war steed power. I must have something on it to gain power. See some Oathbreakers, giant Oathbreakers attacking him. Like those are some huge Oathbreakers. Oh, I might have gotten halt the charge, I don't know. I think his health is going down, but I honestly don't know. I'm glad, Fergus, that you think I'm doing great content. I'm going to guess you mean the YouTube content, but this content is kind of odd. Kind of funny. Oh no, I might have pulled something else. The main concern is my war steed power. I'm obviously able to kite the thing out, but I don't know. Somebody did stop him. I don't know if that was me or somebody else. But I would have thought I had some stuff to gain power, but I'm not sure. Minus 100%. Okay, rush the energy. Minus 100% power cost. I honestly can't tell if his morale has gone down. Because I'm out of war steed power, but... possible. I know he does huge AoEs, but the worst state is so weak, I think, for us at this point. I really want to dismount and hit him with a bleed or something, but it is too risky. If somebody could get Threat, and we had ranged DPS hitting him, that might be the way to get him down. Oh, yeah. Warden Lance. They're trying to act like they have gambits in the War Steed. That is not the case. There's some skill that modifies that to become Halt the Charge instead of Lancer's Charge. Maybe Strike with Power or Roar of the Earlingas, I don't know. Well, his health is going down. Somebody's starting to hit him now. We have a Warden back. Again, the concern is the Warden, when they get close, if he does one of his melee AoEs, just like that, they're just going to get smashed around. But still, well, still got his health down relatively a large amount. There we go, it's 2 that changes that to Halt the Charge. And then I just did something else, I guess, Assault of the Earlingas. I need to use Roar of the Earlingas, then I will move this to Halt the Charge. Now the question is, during those 10 seconds while he's down, is it worth getting off the War Steed at this point? And just trying to get a gambit or 2 off, or not? Alright, should I try a risky strategy? I will leave it up to you all. Okay. I have a skill that can stop him for 10 seconds. Oh no. Bad idea. So I wanted to just get like a couple quick gambits off. Not quick enough. Alright. What are the guesses for how much damage I took? The number popped up briefly. Some of y'all might have seen. But if anybody, I wish I had some reward or something for how much damage I took. But my guess is going to be very high. I mentioned 1,000,000 earlier, if he could do 1,000,000 damage. But I think that was a severe underestimation of how much damage I took there. I think I took so much damage that this character should have been knocked back to level 104 even. Let's see. Oh, that's actually not that bad, only 18 million. Not quite 1.8, 18. Guess Wardens do have good mitigation. Oh, he's still attacking me. The whole time he was targeting me. I'd say that's actually a good thing. So he didn't reset. $1.8 million. Almost could survive that actually. Yeah, if you took a lot of damage but survived, you could lose XP. I feel like that's something captains with their last stand cooldown. We're slowly, but oh no, I didn't mean to use that. Okay, let's. Okay, when I knock him down again, or keep him from moving again for 10 seconds, I want to go back in melee. Okay, he is slowed. See how much faster he's going down once we can actually get some hits in though? I think somebody else actually knocked him off there. I'm staying far away from him, don't want to get hit for 1,000,000 damage again. Looks oddly slow right now. Oh, I slowed him, by the way. Maybe that's what it was. And I'm going to remove corruptions. This is something I should have been doing the whole time. I have aggro. Oh no. I can try to keep him slowed, actually. He is. That was nice. I know the slowing him down strategy and removing corruptions is like a legitimate thing, but there we go. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Somebody just logged in and asked what we were up to. We were running around with that roving threat forever. But we got the last roving threat done. Other roving threats: defeat the South Ithilien or Osculith. Okay, don't need those. Those are different locations. That one was a little bit of a challenge. It was actually straightforward once we got the strategy down. Just run away from it, kite it forever. But it is a really dangerous roving threat. And even at level 130, I don't think you could survive. The Guardian took 36 million damage in one hit. I took 18 million. Unless you're a captain in the Last Stand buff, then you could survive that somehow. But I think we are done with those. Some people are picking up a bunch of flowers. So it sounds like we might do some South Ithilien roving threats. I'm fine with that, but as a suggestion, there's also some warbands in the new areas, but roving threats are also fine if y'all want to do that. Okay. Oh, yeah, that would be a good point. Also, the warbands, the ones I have run into, they are mostly soloable, I think. So, yeah, I just remembered that after I even said that. So where are we going to? Arnak? So we're going to Bar here, and we are going to before Battle of Gondor. Looks like you were successful, Jimmy. Got me back to pre-Battle of Gondor. As you all know, or people that have been following my streams lately, I haven't really wanted to go back to pre-Battle Gondor, but for some roving threats with my kin, it is okay. Oh, which one was that? The 3-man? Oh, the 6. So it sounds like our kin leader also is missing 1 platinum medal in all the epic battles in the game, and it's Hammer of the Underworld, which was a new 6-man one with Eastern Gondor. Okay, go ahead and get these quests. At least South Ithilien. I like this zone, South Ithilien. I think these are the roving threats we are doing. So relatively, for being in pre-Battle Gondor, this is my favorite place in pre-Battle Gondor. Before battle is what some people call it. I usually call it before battle, but I notice I've been saying pre a lot. Yeah, that would be nice. I was thinking if they did one of the updates after they're doing whatever, if they went to Harad and Harondor, you can see into southern Gondor from South Ithilien. It'd be a perfect opportunity to at least finish South Ithilien, make it post-battle, and go to like a post-battle southern Gondor. For me, I don't know anybody else, but for me it's like worse being in pre-battle Gondor compared to things like Moria, Angmar, and Mordor, because it feels like a place that should be pretty and not like closed off skies the whole time. Yeah. Sounds like some people in my kin also think the same thing. It's like a bigger thing. Alright, so I have a bunch of stuff for level 105 to look at with gear. Oh, I don't know if I got a swift horse to swift travel, if I actually picked that up at the Camp of the Host or not. I hope I did, but I'm not sure if I did. Aragorn's Pavilion. Aragorn's Pavilion is an after battle. Will there be captains here to summon? Okay. I was thinking about leaving since we're on the break to check some of the waste stuff, rewards and that such. Binders. I'm forgetting I'm actually a warden. I could just muster to the Arnak and go right back to Bar Heron. Also, I just can't stand in being pre-battle Gondor. So what I am hoping is I did not forget to get the swift travel to the waste. There is the possibility that I did. Also Harondor, we should have gotten that as like a group. That would have been something useful for everybody to get. We probably should have done that as well. And at the very least, my map home is actually to Aragorn's Pavilion. That is something I don't have a muster to. I have muster to after Battle of Minas Tirith, which is right next door to Aragorn's Pavilion. I have all these places that can swift travel to that have musters available, so it's not the most useful place, and I don't really plan to go back there anytime soon. So that's something, before I get my Warden's muster to these places, I did actually get that Camp of the Host, but I should go ahead and set my milestone there, because that'll be somewhere useful as a Warden that I don't yet have a muster that I can go to. And I also realize this is something I forget about, but need to turn my lamp on. Okay, so have that back, and I wanted to look at the barters both for the flower, perhaps the new flowers that we can get in the waste and these such. And it looks like I have some quest turn-ins as well. But look at, oh, I need to toast or cheer. Let's cheer. So sing. Turn those in. But yeah, look at the actual rewards that you could get for the new waste extracts, basically. No, I'm a little bit distracted right now. Master, oh, this is the new stuff. So this is like earring. I think I remember these being good. I didn't quite. Wow, that's a lot of agility. That is crazy. So, Jimmy, have you seen any of the waste rewards yet? Curious what you think of that shield. I wonder what reputation this is. If it's just of the... That is Provisioner.
The Rangers will not surrender us, Gideon. We must protect God.
Yeah, it has 1,000 might. I thought that was crazy. So this is Dread Terror armor upgrade. Here's all this stuff. So you can get even further upgrades compared to North Ithilien, or is this the same as the flower gear upgrades? Yeah. Yeah.
Morgul host must be defeated. The Rangers will
Okay,
not
so this is the
surrender us,
weapon
Gilly.
guy. His necklace. I remember all this stuff, and the main thing I really remember is it was a huge grind to not only get the reputation, but then also get enough items on top of that. Maybe it has changed, it's not as bad as it used to be, or I just used to envision it being worse than it was. But I know reputation, it's always been a big concern for me, just being big grinds, and that is all the members that are coming back, rather than anything positive about it. Not that grinds are bad. Things to do and things to grind for I don't think are bad, but I remember that just being the main thing that I thought about with it. It looks like you can get the stuff, all the same stuff from these different people. Maybe, oh yeah, there's gold stuff. I even forgot about gold stuff. Wow. Gold stuff is really nice. I know on this server we'll upgrade a lot of stuff, and we'll be going to August. We will be going to August relatively soon, in like 3 months, but we'll be going to Mordor in August on this server. So that could still be some decent time to enjoy some of this 105 gear and help with throwing in the tier 2 of the new instances, but yeah, I kind of forgot there was this much going on with it actually. Okay, so that is the weapon and the armor. You can once again get these same shields, but you can't get the... Oh, you can actually get the gold ones. I just spoke too soon there. So I wonder if there's a better one. This is the armor. If there is a better one to work towards, and you just want to work towards one of them, or what it is. I guess as a warden, I'd want to do weaponist. You probably want to do the one right here. So the cosmetic shields, I have not looked at those yet. Let's look at the cosmetics. See, the thing about cosmetics is they last forever compared to gear. Gear you replace. Cosmetics you can keep forever. These are the regular shields. That's actually a decent looking shield to go with this outfit. Usually shields like that, they're a little bit plainish looking to me, but it does actually blend with this outfit kind of nicely. This looks like a Moria shield. Even though it has horses on it, it looks like a Moria shield. Looks like it belongs in Moria. Okay, here's cosmetics. Oh, these aren't cosmetic shields. These swords don't look bad. That looks like a two-handed sword. Guessing that is, that's actually a pretty fat sword, fat blade. Provisioner, I'm guessing, doesn't have. Provisioner has cosmetic pets, a helpful hound and a well-supplied hound. I wonder what I can get for my character that went through this mostly, which was my Warden on Arkenstone. I wonder what that could get. So cosmetic, here's the shields, cosmetic shields. Okay, that one I could see with a specific outfit. It looks like a good outfit for it. It actually says Shield of the Wilds, but I was thinking something like North Ithilien, Wildwood, or the such. Here's Ithilien shield. That doesn't make me think too much of Ithilien, but that could be a nice shield as well. I could see something even like a hunter as a back, if they had that as a back item. Liking that. Here's the Warden one. That actually matches this outfit. Like, I talked about the other one matching this outfit, but that's a really nice Warden shield. I could see this being something with my new perspective on things, thinking that like cosmetics and these such are end game rather than the other, but yeah, I think, yeah, this is friend that you need, but that is a nice Warden shield. It's a little bit big. That's about, this shield has 3k morale. That's the gold one for Guardians. Anybody else that uses a heavy shield, and I don't think any other class comes to mind that uses a heavy shield anymore. I could use a summon. But yeah, this shield matches this outfit though. That's the crazy thing. It's really hard sometimes to match a shield where the color matches the outfit, especially if you have a colorful shield. That's why I've always would like the idea of shields being dyeable. So for outfits like this outfit I didn't even actually dye. It's kind of iridescent blue looking. I dyed the javelin thing, the Warden's pack there. I dyed that Ear of the Wind blue, but if this outfit were a different color, like if it were red, for example, being able to dye it to this color would be nice. Or if I had a red outfit and wanted the shield, it'd be a nice colorful one. But yeah, Shield of the Midnight Sky. That is my goal of the waste, to get Shield of the Midnight Sky. It only requires friend reputation, but a lot of items. I'll have to see if I actually get to the resource instances. I don't know if the resource instances is where you can get these stuff. Somebody summoned me. Thanks. I don't see you all, but I'll take your word that I'm here with you. Even my horse is invisible. Just takes a minute to load in. I have to load in all the ugliness from the pre-battle environment. I didn't even look at the gear. I did not get to the flower people. That's what I wanted to look at while at the waste.
Ithilien is crawling with foes.
I actually have a lot of Roving Threat stuff to turn in. I don't think the gift giver's brains are bound to account, but I don't think I have another character where I want to barter these for the actual LIs. So I think I can actually just get Amphless Scrolls of Empowerment. Not sure if I want to do that right away, but that is what I can get for this character. It's kind of odd being a Warden, but I don't feel the need to apply a bunch of Scrolls of Empowerment. One, from knowing what the future holds, with like 83 being the max tier, and that will be something, and you have all these cap scrolls, so I'm really about utilizing all the lower tier cap scrolls that I can, like a bunch of 53 capped ones, for example. Could upgrade these legacies for more, but if I upgrade all my legacies to that point, they will be kind of useless for this character, so I want to utilize those before I use uncapped ones. And I have tons of Scrolls of Empowerment at this point, actually, from doing the content that I have for a Warden. If I wanted as another class, if I actually needed to upgrade all the legacies, I'd probably be hurting a little bit more, and actually more excited to get Scrolls of Empowerment, but it's a benefit of the Warden. So many legacies are essentially useless that I don't really care too much about upgrading them. But I still need to upgrade some. I'm just waiting to get what I can from the lower tier capped. Okay, we're heading to the west, I think. So not the north. I heard somebody say a name of somebody in our group. It sounded like the name of somebody who used to play. So it got me all distracted for a moment on that. So we are doing the Roving Threats in South Ithilien. I believe there is a Mumak, and then there are two other ones. Don't remember too much what the two other ones are. I don't think they're all that memorable, but there is a Mumak somewhere. I don't know where we're heading. Somebody typed a name of a place. I didn't know if it was one of these. Doesn't look like it. We'll follow the leader. Festival tokens. I think the anniversary event is still going on. That's something I basically got most of what I wanted from that, so pretty much done-ish with that. I'll have to organize. I know I got a lot of waste quests and also finished a few, but I really need to get organizing my quest log soon. Yeah, it looks like I got quite a few of these actually. Also, with the new microphone, this is something I randomly thought about, but I know it was pointed out before, and somebody just joined Discord and their volume was up and really loud. Have to turn that down. But if you all hear from the microphone, if it's more sensitive in a way that actually picks noise from my headphones up, that is another point of feedback. If you all do hear that, hopefully it's not an issue, but I know when I've had my volume up and had people in Discord that are really loud and actually play loud enough that it was picked up on the old microphone. Anyway, organizing my stuff. Actually, I have some stuff ready. Okay, those are just general stuff to do. But trying to organize my quest. So for Norian, I am pretty much done with that. I don't want to say I'm 100% done with that, but I'll just know there are possible quests if I go back to that. It's something the zone was a little okayish. It was one of the lowlights of Gondor. It's kind of odd with Gondor in general, the funness of it. At first, I really thought Gondor was a lot better than I expected and how I rated it before, but as it went on, it just got a little bit worse and worse to me, unfortunately. So there's a Roving Threat somewhere around here. I don't know where he is, but I think we have to summon someone, share a quest whenever we get to it. Looks like we're still going south, actually. I also completed all the deeds here. Oh, so Discord gets still picked up? Oh, that is not good. Like, I would rather it not get picked up at all, but I have the volume as low as I can where I can actually hear them. Ideally, I would actually even have the volume slightly louder. I mean, yeah, I don't expect for y'all to be able to pick up any, like, specific words or anything like that, but like, it's still some background noise that would ideally not be there. Okay, I got a little bit sidetracked getting knocked off the war seed from that. So you can hear them sometimes, maybe a little bit when they get a little bit louder. I also had somebody turned way up that I did not realize I had turned so far up, and I think they've been a little bit louder than other people, I guess. Okay, so hopefully there's a Roving Threat. There it is. We are waiting for somebody to get summoned. So, Jimmy, you had 61 Roving Threat Slayer for your progress on that? Wow, I only have 8 on this character. I guess I did some with my Runekeeper, but still, it's a lot. Yeah, so much level 105 stuff, it'll just take time. Right now I don't really need gear. While I have all this stuff, all these options that would be better than what I currently have, I just have to actually wait to see what is ideal with this gear. So it's something I, don't want to muster in at the noon right now, but it's something I just have to, and see, can apply my javelin debuffs. But yeah, while I want to equip this new gear, okay, I think everybody on the group got the quest they're supposed to. Okay, so I'm guessing we're going back up to the northeast for the next one, but anyway, I lost my train of thought, and essentially, I have all this level 105 gear that would be upgrades, and I really want to go through all these upgrades and look at all that, but I have to wait to see what other pieces of gear I get so I don't waste essences, which are very valuable at this point. It seems like essences are going to be the big limiting factor for my gear and stats at this point. So I want to save those, and I haven't really gotten much base level 105 essences. I don't even remember if there are base level 105 essences. I'm thinking there are tier 8 essences, but I have not gotten any like purple yellow ones to put in like as temporary ones. Oh, was there another one? Oh, or just another possibility, I guess. I was unfortunately heading a little bit north. I should have headed east there. Okay, so somebody got one. Sounds like there's a chance that one of the roving threats, one of the spawn spots might be this area, one of the locations we could find them, but here is the Moomac. You almost ran right into him. Oh, it's funny. I was even heading pretty close to him and then I just saw them too. They were like right next to it and didn't see it. It's a sneaky elephant. Virtue cap reached. As long as this is a problem with the virtues at this point, I actually leveled them too high during the virtue boost in a way, because now all my virtue XP, if I get any left over, it'll go to charity. I think it will go to charity. It could go to tolerance, but where I actually want it to go is honor and fidelity. Any extra virtue XP I get, it could almost be worth equipping these or just setting them as earning at this point. Like, all these virtues are actually good to level up for the passives and the such, but to maximize my efficiency with doing that, I would rather do other beneficial options like honor and fidelity would be the other two. If I really need the defensive boost or tactical mitigation, those would be the two that I would choose. So this is a roving threat that I think I can get in melee, but in general will be safer to stay ranged. I think this is one. Yeah, the roving threat. The warband I have not tried to solo, but the roving threat I was able to solo. I was trying to remember which Moomac I killed. That was a fun experience because actually soloing it was easier on the yell line rather than the tank spec, which is the opposite for most group content, but not all group content, so it's kind of, I don't know, exciting when you have the slightly different option. Always stunned me. In the circle I was able to use a potion, but stunned me while I was right on the edge of that circle. I think I have pretty much all the bleeds up. Maybe I'm missing the first tier bleed. For some reason I feel like Unerring Strike is not triggering. The 5th Gambit Builder bleed is not actually triggering with the Barbed Javelin. There we go, I have 5 bleeds on him now. Oh, I didn't get these subscriber town services. That is something I should have done while I was in Bria. I also don't think I changed my map home to actually be to the waste. Okay. Where is it? Okay, is that like our first option to look? Or is that one pretty much always there? Okay. So northeast of Bar Heron, I think this area, is it that flat area where the Mumak Warband is? Or somewhere different? Okay. Like on the hill near that point of interest? I should probably just look at a map instead of having somebody describe it to me. Okay, I accidentally headed a little bit too south there. Yeah, messy inventory, that's like, I really feel the need to clean my inventory because it actually is cleanable. When we moved up to 105, I stopped looting level 95 stuff finally, the Westamnet stuff I want to call it, which this is Westamnet. Yeah, so Westamnet stuff, I finally stopped looting that, but now that we're back here, I'm starting to loot that stuff again, and even without that, I just have a bunch of other stuff cluttering my inventory. I have a lot of stuff for task turn-in, which I want to keep, and keep turning in tasks, but I don't need that much with it. I sent a bunch of junk to my Runekeeper just so I didn't lose the value that I could turn in, like the Roving Threats and the such. Looted off the war steed by these orcs. Thought we were done dealing with orcs when we moved to after battle. That is not true at all. Not just not going back to these orcs, but when we go to Mordor, there'll probably be some orcs still there. I really should. I have the map up that I could actually look at this real quick while we're here. So it looks like the option, yeah, was actually at the southeast side of that hill. So we confirmed it was not on that hill. So there are quite a few more options for the roving threats here. Looks like. Has the troll ever been in Osgiliath? Okay. So we have a lot of options left. So we're looking for the troll roving threat, and it sounds like it can be any of the options in North Ithilien, South Ithilien rather, including the northern end of South Ithilien and Osgiliath. Okay, and then another option is just north of the river. And I'm probably going to accidentally be running through this camp, which, by the way, this camp, when I was doing the Goblin Slayer deed, I wonder if it ultimately would have been better to head to this camp, because there are a lot of goblins. I covered this when I went to South Ithilien after completing that deed, but there are a lot of goblins also scattered about this area, where in Osgiliath they're in a very concentrated area. While it's nice in the part in Osgiliath that the goblins are at, and you can run, what I did was run the instance, the sewer ones. And then when I did that and completed that instance, not completed the instance, but killed like the 6 goblins or whatever that are there, I went out into Osgiliath and cleared the camp and then did the instance and did that on repeat, and it worked. But I kind of feel like running out here and around these could have been a little bit faster or a little bit less annoying, maybe, in a way, if it was slightly faster. Even if it was slightly slower, rather. Okay, not seeing a troll here. I will look one more time. I think according to the map it could be slightly more east. I know every time I look at the map I lag, which is Not a great thing. You get a little bit of FPS lag and then it takes a minute for all this stuff to kick back in. Okay, I think we're going towards Osgiliath at this point. Oh, there actually is one to the east of the crossroads. I think the Roving Threat could be over here. That's where I found the Moomac once. Okay, so I am going to check the crossroads location. Okay, so I will check the crossroads area while I'm here. But yeah, this is actually the Moomac. When I got the Moomac, this is where it was, in this area. So let's see. There's the Warband here. Don't really care about that. We want a different style troll. Nope. I'm not seeing this Roving Threat, and this is right where I got the Moomac, but it's not where the Troll Roving Threat is this time, it looks like. Hopefully I checked it thoroughly enough. I felt like I checked it thoroughly enough, at least. Here are these tiny little Moomac. Okay, so the troll can be a little bit on the camp. That is not a Roving Threat. I think if it is outside Osgiliath, I don't think I've ever actually seen the Roving Threat on the outside of Osgiliath, but I think if it is, it's slightly into this camp, if I remember correctly. Over here, this camp. Yeah, looking like that's probable. But yeah, I don't know exactly where it is, if it's in this camp, if it actually roams around the camp a little bit on the outskirts of it, but it does not appear to be here. Also, people are dying. And I'm having a lot of lag. I couldn't use my game builders for a while. And I don't know why, but they were not going off. Okay, let me check. Osgiliath, the location is actually to the east of here. I wonder if the actual location, let's see on the map, it says Eastern Barricade and the Court of Isildur. But the coordinates that it has is 62.66.4 west, so yeah, it's right here is the exact coordinate. So it would not, basically what I was wondering if it would actually be on the camp above, because I've never seen the Roving Threat on this side, and whenever I might have seen it in this camp before, but I've always thought it's on this side where we pretty thoroughly looked. I feel like we gave it a really thorough look in this camp. Okay, so heading into Osgiliath, it should hopefully be on the bridge. It sounds like that was confirmed by somebody in the group. But hopefully I can run through here. I could actually, if I'm in the blue line on the war state, I could have actually used some self-heals, some morale tap type stuff. But I was not, so I got knocked off the worst deed, and we'll have to not necessarily fight everything here, but can get some kills. Unfortunately, these guys don't really count for anything like Slayer deeds anymore since we did all that. It's always something whenever I get like big kill chains like this. Usually can look forward to Slayer deeds, but the problem is when you do these Slayer deeds and then you go back and you don't need to do them anymore, they don't count for anything like that. Now they just count for silver, which is always good. I'm up to 653 gold on this character, which I know is not all that much, but from not using the auction house or anything and just killing things and doing quests essentially for my gold lately, one of the big contributors has actually been when we were doing Slayer deeds and killing things like that, so it adds up over time essentially. Here's the Roving Threat. He was in... Somebody try to summon me here, even though I'm already here. I'm actually outside. They would have summoned me to the culverts. It's very tempting to pull this guy, but I know everybody in the group needs him. Overflow inventory. That's the problem with going back to an area like this where I'm getting a bunch of loot and especially crafting materials that don't stack with what I already have. I'm also running low on consumables. I'll have to have somebody in the kin or at least find some good food for a level 100 again. So basically just waiting for everybody. Oh, there's the Roving Threat. I was going to say I could at least run around and kill, but don't want to pull the Roving Threat yet. But even if I don't need Slayer deeds or anything, since I don't have my subscriber town services to do any of the town stuff, I might as well run around and kill some orcs. I guess I can kill rats as well. And I actually ran into somebody. It looks like we're finally getting a little bit closer, maybe. Getting ready for this. Of all the things, I keep talking about this gear in my inventory. There's actually Matham Hunter's armor. That was not the interesting thing, but the North Ithilien essence boxes. If I actually could comfortably pick an essence at this point, which I'm guessing I would get physical mastery, but there's a potential that I would not, and would get like vitality instead. That is actually, I think, a considerable option. Don't think agility would ever be consideration. Let's look briefly at agility versus physical mastery, and right away I can tell that agility is still a useless essence compared to physical mastery. First of all, what agility gives is, as far as things of interest, don't really care about the parry or evade rating, is physical mastery and critical rating, but it gives 3 physical mastery and it gives 1 critical rating. So that gives it overall about 1,000 physical mastery, so you can think of that, and about 200 critical rating, which is obviously much less than 1,800 physical mastery and 485 critical rating. So it is significantly worse than getting a physical mastery essence. But the consideration that I have is if I'm going to have a lot of filler essences for vitality or to get to a certain morale point at the very least, that also does give physical mastery. Now, where did the troll go? The Roving Threat. He was just roaming around. Did he go way over here? There he is. I think some people got stuck in the culverts again during all of this. little trolls. It really is God when you consider this huge thing little, but compared to the Roving Threat troll and the such, they are actually little trolls. For me, the annoying thing is consuming them all, because I have at least the steel token torches. And with torches, you sometimes, so some people in the chat, you all might hear about people using like macros to complete their deed, just like AFK, and do it. But technically those are against the term of service. It's not something that I personally would think worth risking. Even though I believe it has been at some points implied that for things like deeds and skill deeds, that there's not much care about that. It's still something that I would not do, even though it's technically an option to speed up something like that. So there's the carrying torches deeds, and then you get a permanent skill if you use these torches like 150 times. I have 150 of the torches. That was actually the easy part, to get enough steel tokens for that. Getting steel tokens was really easy when we were doing the deeds, the Slayer deeds especially, and the such. I think this troll is one I could safely go in melee. He has so little morale. By the time I get to him, I'll probably lose my Seize the Moment anyway. And I actually just got a new one, so it doesn't matter. I think he has enough bleeds, even if most of us died. Would probably die anyway. And we got all the roving threats done, so good to go back to Arnak and go to whatever camp that is, Bar Huron, and get those turned in. Yeah, got gift giver's brains. As far as like doing the roving threats on a character like this, I probably could have gotten more use out of doing it on another character, but my runekeeper has all that stuff. So maybe overall, couldn't get much. Okay, Arnak, the swift travel horse person thing is over here. And then get this. We have to go to Bar Huron, and then we will turn these quests in. Now, as an outlook for the stream, I think as far as the Kin event goes, I'm guessing we're just about done. Yeah, I probably will do some North Ithilien quests. Can't end in pre-battle Gondor. I just cannot wrap up a stream, but getting close to the point where it's probably good for me to get towards wrapping up with this, but still finishing. Oh yeah, I already went. This is where I needed to go. But getting close to the point where it'll be good to wrap up. So maybe continue the quests that I was doing, the non-repeatable quests, so like breaking the trap and Forbidden Waters. Could do those two quests, all the non-repeatable ones, which is just these two quests. Could do those two. And yeah, do those and see where they lead, essentially. That is the plan. Now, bartering for things, I think I can save my gift giver's brands. No like time pressure to just barter those for influence scrolls of empowerment. But the main thing I need to do is, what do I need to do? Oh, actually, I have an idea. I have to try this again. It'll take me where I need to go. It's actually not that much slower. Not after battle Minas Tirith. If I go to after battle not Henneth and Noon, eventually I'll click the right one. After battle Osgiliath. If I go there, then we can go to the Imlad Morgul zone. I don't remember the name of the zone. It's kept wanting to call it Minas Morgul, but the actual name of the zone is Imlad Morgul, Morgul Vale. And last time, I tried this a few times. I think I tried it almost 3 times overall. And on this server, on the Anor server, we cannot go there, as in if you go there, you will get booted back to whatever your starter camp is. For elves and high elves, it would be Kellendam. But you can, it has the stable as if you can click it and learn the stable master path there. And one time I was able to click the NPC, but he didn't have any, I didn't actually discover the destination, even though it has it, like if I click it, it will be discoverable like that. So it's something I actually want to experiment a little bit more with. Also, to point out, since we are in pre-battle Gondor, notice the blue skies, actually the skybox isn't even loaded. This is an issue I ran into before. The skybox is not loaded right now, and it never did load. I think I ported specifically to after battle Osculate, and that causes issues like that, and it's really weird. It's got the same color palette of the regular sky, but the skybox itself is missing. It's really weird. But anyway, we can try this one more time. I want to discover the stable master before I get ported out, or at least talk to the NPC again. So this time he doesn't say he's discoverable, and I just haven't discovered locations that can be reached from there. So that's what happened last time, even though the first 2 times I went there, I acted like it would actually be a discoverable thing. But that was actually good for me, because now I can get these subscriber town services. The problem is I need inventory space. We can just destroy a couple of junky things. Make sure, I know somebody was looking for javelins, but I did not loot any Warden javelins. And we can finally sell some things. Yeah, there's... Okay, they're talking about a light of Rendell with Mordor, which is a kind of, to me, overall, a little bit of an annoying thing. We'll just Keeper of Gifts. That is the anniversary. That is where you can barter all your steel tokens, which, speaking of steel tokens, I might want to. I don't think I ever actually bartered for these quivers. I think I want the Elegant Elven Quiver. That is the one I want for my hunter. I might have already gotten that, but I just want to actually make absolutely sure that I have gotten that. Not the Warden's pack. I want to keep that for this character, send that to my hunter. I have all this stuff that I can also sell, but before I do that, I do want to turn in my task, which I think Aragorn's Pavilion is where I turn in the task, and that's one reason I have my milestone there. Convenient travel to turn those in. That is the next step. Eventually, we will be getting somewhere, but this is a slow travel part of things. Yeah, the skybox still hasn't loaded. That is odd. I've run into this issue a couple times now. I thought it might have been a one-off thing when it happened earlier, but it was really concerning. Okay, moldy skin, is that what it is? Yes, moldy skins. So obviously get a lot of moldy skins from whatever I've been doing in North Ithilien, so very easy to. Thanks. So, got those tasks done. I wonder, I'm still still at the 5. And then probably want to lock 1 set of moldy skins, just to have 1 stack backed up, and then everything else I can go ahead and sell if I find my subscriber town services. Oh yeah, I want to lock all my armor, because it's potentially something I could, even if it's not the best armor, it's something I could temporarily use once I actually get my stuff settled. I wonder, this is a random thought, but I wonder what the featured instance is for today. Silent Street. The racial skills affect gameplay in a big way the higher you level up. Overall, racial skills, if I fear, do not affect gameplay all that much. Some of the racial traits have some relatively minor impacts, like maybe 1 to 3% total damage boost is what they could provide. For example, something like 5% weapon type damage that you could get. It might seem like something that should boost your damage by 5%, but the way it's calculated is a little bit less than that. But still, that is something that if you are doing, say, cutting edge stuff, I don't know if that's the best word to describe it, but basically pushing higher tiers of content, doing some more hardcore serious progression, where 1 to 3% damage could actually be meaningful, that is when your race could actually matter for that type of stuff. But in general, it's not all that much that race has impact, and the main thing is the racial traits.
How may I help you, friend?
Okay, let's try and take a swift travel and hope my skybox comes back. I wonder if relogging would somehow fix it. But I do not want to be in North Ithilien again without a skybox. Okay. Yep, see you, thanks. Okay, let's see if logging out fixes the skybox issue. Oh yeah, there is one more thing. You actually saying dwarves reminded me of this in a bad way, but with some classes, there are certain animations on certain races that can actually be a lot slower, where it's still not overall that impactful, and it's something that people always spread this as a rumor, that certain races are really bad, have slow animation speeds and all these such, but it's always, to me, been more of a rumor than somebody actually sending any proof. And it's something I could measure. So basically the animation times, I think I said what it is, animation times on some races are slower than other races. So race can have an impact there, and why it would be negative with dwarves is certain classes, thinking mainly champion actually being essentially the only one that I am aware of, they are supposedly have slower animations than other races for champions. But again, that is something that is pretty much only meaningful in the higher tier stuff. And if you are interested in running like high tier raids, group content and the such, usually if you have a kinship, I would hope that race doesn't matter too much, but it could have a minor impact. Just to give you the full story of it, because it is a little bit more, I guess, convoluted than it seems like it should be. Alright, Skybox has returned. So the way to get your Skybox back is to log out to the character screen, let the game crash, and then boot the game back up and log back in, and you'll have your Skybox. And yeah, Lemoyne, I agree. For a Beorning, the Beorning is the best race.
These are troublesome times.
I'm just happy to have the skybox back and see the sky as it should be, even if there are only a couple clouds. The color and the lighting effects are still now as they should be. Very blue water here in North Ithilien, it's nice. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do here. Got distracted once again. I do want to look. I wonder if these guys, the North Ithilien flower people, have what I need to look at. Let's see, this guy would not. I wonder if I have enough reputation, though, to barter for some new stuff. Let's see, we want travel skills. Respected. Actually, there's honored and celebrated after respected. I forgot there are so many things after kindred. That's crazy how many reputation tiers they have. As long it looks can get muster to the camp of the host, though. So that is an upgrade. We'll have to move that to Camp of the Host. Actually, it belongs with these, I believe. Anyway, as long as you get LOTRO points for getting to Respected and all of those, then it is fine. I just don't know that you actually do. That would be in social here, reputation actually. So it would be Respected and Minas Tirith. Yeah, Respected you get 20 LOTRO points, so you don't get more LOTRO points, but you still get some. A good amount. You get the same as Kindred for Respected. It doesn't actually go up. I was hoping it would go up like 25 LOTRO points for Respected, 30 for the next one, and 35 for the one after that, and so on, but it looks like 20 is the cap, but that still is a good thing that they actually give you something. I know Reputation is one of the bigger ways to get LOTRO points, actually, or maybe underappreciated way to get LOTRO points, so that is something that for people where that is of interest, it is still something you get. For me and my LOTRO points, I've gotten so many LOTRO points from the deeds we have done lately that I'm up to 15,291, meaning that I think I have gotten, over the past couple months outside of the 1,000 I get for being VIP, I think I have gotten around 1,200 LOTRO points. But yeah, honey cake is really nice as a bear warning. That's something I did on my bear warning, just try to make a bunch of honey cakes actually. Like when we were doing with my Kin's Progression group back in the Ingmar days with that, where we recently moved past Moria. We were mainly doing Moria when the content on the server was Helm's Deep time, because there just wasn't much level 95 content besides Epic Battle, so not many people, we just didn't have much to do, so we were focusing on our progression group, going through a lot of Moria instances every week. But before that, all I would do is bake honey cakes in the middle of the raids and the such, even though I was supposed to be tanking. I don't remember how many I got up to. There was a certain number that I was trying to get to and got to, but I don't remember what it was even. I want to say like 500 or 1,000 or something like that. Could have been just 100. 1,000 sounds like way too much. Even 500 sounds like a little bit much to me. Okay, so for my quest though, before we get going too far and I just end up in the waste, need these two. So the water skin, that is actually the higher priority quest, which is way back to the southwest, and I might, like as I do stuff, I might fill in some other things that I need to do, like picking up flowers and the such. But I still want to have a little bit of emphasis on the quest, and actually getting a little bit done on those at least would be nice. Okay, little bit. Really gotta go flower picking today. Oh yeah, I wanted to check the flower people. If I remember, we will do that at Camp of the Host. I don't want to go back to this camp even though I have to go in that general direction anyway. I have to go to the Forbidden Pool. These are just toads, don't need those as far as I know. But the Forbidden Pool, I actually have to go down to the bottom. It's like right there. So I don't think I have to go back specifically to the Henethanoon camp behind the waterfall there. Mark of the Wilds, I think that was for the Wildwood missions if I remember correctly. Those are account bound, then Wildwood. I would guess that is what it is. Mark of the Wild was for missions, but I thought the currency was not account bound. Maybe it's actually the actual Wildwood currency that's somehow account bound. Just don't remember what that. Anyway, with the flowers, I'm making, I guess, good progress on the extracts. I'm about to die by misadventure. If I didn't die by falling, it would have been misadventure there. And it looks like it transported me to a somewhat convenient location, actually. Sometimes dying, rather getting defeated in the game, and getting incapacitated is actually a good strategy. A lot prettier than the wastes in here. We've been in an area where there is not much green or blue skies. Feels very colorful. Feel like I didn't even realize the shirt I'm wearing is blue, tiny bit of green in it that I don't even know how much of that y'all can see, but thematic towards the blue skies here at least, I guess. And my Warden's wearing blue. Anyway, the water skin. This should be the western reaches of the stream of Ithilien down here. Hey, as long as I don't die by misadventure on that one, we're good. And I feel the need to do the repeatables while I'm here. I believe there is a repeatable that is right where I am. Let's get my main skills back up. I just realized I was on my travel skills the whole time. But yeah, there's a repeatable that is right here. And I just feel the need to do it while I am here. Like the zone quest took me right to the repeatable. It's something I don't mind doing to spend some extra time in this pretty area. North Ithilien. Speaking of pretty area, this would be a good one to get screenshots for thumbnail backgrounds in the future. I don't know how many times I can actually use North Ithilien background since I'm going through this place so fast, but it's even good for some other things just to have a plain backdrop for thumbnails sometimes. And just nice to have screenshots of North Ithilien, of course. But yeah, even when we're doing the waste, I might occasionally have some North Ithilien screenshots in the thumbnail. As long as I do like something in North Ithilien, it can be relevant. Should probably turn on floating names, make it easier to see these stuff. I should be looking at the map. I have missed a lot of these. I think the stream, that is maybe what got me offset here. Something got me offset where I missed actually a good chunk of these, and I think it was the stream. I didn't start looking for these until I got to the stream, and that's how I missed all of these here. But yeah, lots of flowers. Here we got horsetail, vetchling, bellowdale. So getting all the flowers, that is one thing I don't think I really did back in the day here, was getting flowers while doing the quests. And getting poplar branches anyway. There's a horsetail. I feel the need, if I see a flower, I just feel the need to pick it. It's the way I am sometimes with gathering mats, and why I like being explorers on all my characters. Even though not all my characters are explorers, like this one for example, but if I see things like this in the environment, I just feel the need to pick it up, and more so with like explorer gathering vocations for crafting. Usually it is just my need to hoard crafting mats. Like I can feel the value of the crafting mats just by picking them up, even if I don't really sell them, or maybe sometimes don't even ultimately use them myself or craft things with them. I still feel the value out of them. Now, having said that, I do often use them. So like for a character like my metalsmith, who is gathering for, as a prospector, metalsmith actually used that. But for a lot of my low-level characters, which is what a lot of my explorers are my low-level characters, the now non-crafters, for kind of my second wave of alts, those are the ones where the mats I get are a little bit less used, I guess. Yeah, Woodsman is nice. That's why I liked it on a Warden before legendary items, which would mainly mean before level 50. I feel like I really like to craft the weapons for myself as well. I just really like crafting a lot more before level 50. And one reason is not just because of armor, but because of weapons. Now you can craft legendary weapons and all that sort of stuff, especially first agers and even second agers, I think starting at level 65. But to me that is less exciting than crafting regular weapons, which as a champion maybe, as a Beorning, even if you dual wield on your Beorning, a hunter, you can craft all those offhand weapons. But still, less exciting to me. Like, the most exciting things I could craft for this character would be my carving, which I'm still using a level 81, it looks like somehow. I don't know how that happened and how I didn't replace that at level 100, but I'm still using a level 80 carving. I thought I had a higher level one. I really thought that I had a higher level one. But I do not. But I could craft something better than that. Okay, I still need... Well, actually I still need a lot of these. This is very peaceful. I feel like after all we have done today, this is fittingly peaceful somehow. Usually flower picking isn't the most exciting to me. But yeah, so for me with the Beorning, two-handed is better for bear damage, but I always like dual wielding on the bear, it's just more fun to me. Warden is, at least at low levels, very strong class. It's unfortunate how poorly it scales with level. There are just some things that are like that in LOTRO. The Warden is one example where it seems like basically everything on the Warden scales poorly with level. And then there are things like the captain. Certain skills on the captain are significantly stronger at lower levels than they are at higher levels, like relatively, of course. And I think the bleeds, if I remember correctly, was a big thing. The bleeds were a lot stronger at lower levels on my captain. As he leveled up, they got relatively weaker over time. I mean, you could probably expect most of your skills, individual skills, to be relatively weaker, at least at higher levels, or weaker, but... Which sounds odd, you should expect your skills, I think, to strengthen as you level, but the bleeds definitely got weaker on my captain. Yeah, the healing for Beorning, while the DPS isn't their main thing at endgame, the healing is really good. And even the tanking is not that bad. The problem with tanking is, outside of the captain, usually people just like the Guardian tank. Even if the Beorning one isn't bad, I think a lot more people are just comfortable with the Guardian tank and it's kind of settled in. The game is so old and the Guardian's always been a tank. And introducing a new tank, it seems like even if the two are the same viability, you'll probably see a lot more and just get a lot more experience as a Guardian tank. But Beorning tanking is by no means bad at the moment. I think even some fights, some particular situations, the Beorning tank can be more useful than the Guardian. But both of them, and the Warden and Champion of course, are outshined by Captain tanks at the moment. But anyway, that's a long-winded way to say healing is good on the Beorning. This really has turned into flower picking and even doing the seed picking. PvP is something I'm a little bit less familiar with. Perhaps Ithilien Beorning could work well in that. You can do some good burst damage, good AoE burst damage still. The sustain is really not that great though. The Ferocious Roar Maul combo, of course the Ferocious Roar, I believe that would be a minute cooldown total with that. so it's not something you can do all that much, and outside of that is when the overall damage the Warden can provide, even through all the bleeds and the such, is relatively lower than other classes. And again, more noticeable at higher levels. Yeah, that was crazy overall, leveling my Warden last year. Just how strong it was at low levels, and this is an experience I had with other Wardens before, but actually seeing my character progress from being strong to weak, even I think level 60-ish, I've noticed my Warden, the DPS has really tapered off, especially with the man form stuff, which was crazy strong at low levels. Okay, so we need to fill the water skin in the Forbidden Pool and see where that leads. So we need to go to the camp, it looks like, to the north of Cirith Negin. And the Forbidden Waters might also lead up to that, but I'm not entirely sure. Now the Forbidden Waters, where I need to fill that, I believe is right here at this fall. Yeah, this is the lake. Usually it looks like you're swimming faster if you're going this way, but it almost looks like I'm swimming backwards, because the water appears to be flowing that way, but of course doesn't actually affect your character. But I think that's because I just had a movement speed debuff from some injuries. Anyway, we can fill the skin in the Forbidden Waters there, and we need to go to Untitled. So you all know the fastest way to travel to Untitled, right there behind the waterfall. It is 2 muster there. I do not have the time to travel all around and find my way to navigate up there. There's my Warden mustering. Couldn't even see myself doing that. We also have another turn-in. I guess I did finish one of the repeatables at least, or been 2 of them. Actually, this was the Forbidden Waters, but it looks like breaking the trap is the next one. I also got the flower daily done. I think I only got 3 of those done last time, didn't have all the quests. Last time we were here in North Ithilien, which would have been... honestly, don't even remember when that was. It felt like so long ago that I've played LOTRO. Sunday, maybe? Did I stream on Sunday? Did I stream on Saturday? I don't remember, actually. But anyway, the point is, it's been a long time since I played, and yeah, that is when I got 3 of the 4 done. But while I am here, what I want to look at is, did I just get the daily done, or do I have to turn it into somebody? I got my, okay, I got the rewards actually. But what we want to look at is the herb master. And I believe I got one of these essence thingies, which I don't even know where they are. Don't remember how all this works. So essences, that's why I thought I got a pouch of Ithilien essence fragment. Oh, do I open that? I think I opened this. Okay, so I opened that. Let's visit this guy again. It had an Ithilien essence fragment. So the Ithilien essence fragment can be 4 of those. You can get a North Ithilien essence box. And that is the big thing that I keep on repeating that I feel like was an issue here, is not only getting the essence gear, but it seems like at this point in this update, level 105 stuff, it was a lot harder to get essences compared to... oh, that's a wild essence of Ithilien, which is from crafting. But anyway, compared to like how it is now with level 130 stuff, it's, in my experience, a lot easier to get good essences. But that seems to be the really big issue right now, is actually getting good essences. Not necessarily essence gear, but maybe even the essence gear. Not the easiest thing, at least. But anyway, what I wanted to look for, it looks like I can actually already barter for a flower piece of gear, which is might be what I end up mostly using on this character, but we'll wait till I go through most of the content to do that. But the flowers, it looks like the golden ones and the violet ones cannot be bartered for at this person, so I'll have to look at the waste stuff specifically for those extracts. And what else did I get? I got a forager's basket, which had, yeah, just a bunch of crimson and verdant. It's essentially the forager's basket seems like maybe a slightly, you get slightly more things than if you opened a regular box. Also the book quest, that is something, very random thing, but the book quest is something I realize I have not done much with, and I have to go to the lookout point at North Ithilien, which would mean I need to go back here. And that it probably is something, even though I have, of course, like book 8. I still want to finish book 7 before I do that. I don't know if book 7 has a trait point though. That is something that I do not remember. That would be the big thing. Besides the actual experience, that would be like the big reward that I care about. The essence box is of course nice. Probably a bad time to be traveling on horse steed, but it works. Here's the lookout point. I almost feel like last time we were here is one of the times I just don't remember it looking like this, but maybe it was. I feel like I was having the skybox issue when I was here, but maybe not. But yeah, I can see that is not Osgiliath. It kind of makes me think of Osgiliath though. That is that Kareth something or other, I think was the name. No, Care Andros. And you can also see towards Pelennor and the such, where it is a lot flatter and a lot fewer trees. And a lot of ugly bushes way off there. Anyway, I need to talk to somebody in the hidden cave, Daggeras. That is indeed a nice view that we'll have to get away from. Okay, my horse steed obviously is not wanting to turn there. Almost got it to turn fast enough this time. Probably would have been better off just running down and then getting on the horse steed for this part. Of course, right now I'm injured, so moving slightly slow, but this part at least is not that bad with traveling. So, okay, so talk to Legolas, who is right here. Then talk to Legolas again. This is going to be a solo instance. Interested to see what this will be. So we're in Cirith Negin as far as the book quest goes. Remain quiet. That sounds like a bad strategy. As much as an elf I am, you'll know how much the elf shouts and cries and all that sort of stuff, at least the Warden. It's too late, I definitely mix up things like that. I can definitely agree about going into battle with a battle cry. Actually, for me, usually my battle cry is whacking my shield a few times with my spear. And Legolas just disappeared. Oh, I yelled Baruk Khazad. I don't think it was supposed to do that. Well, these guys count for the quest I had, the zone quest. Kind of surprised. I'm feeling surprisingly sleepy, I guess, for the time. I have been the past few days staying up a little bit later, but maybe because of that exact reason I'm actually getting tired. Need to catch up on sleep. I've had the past week has been particularly busy, and dealing with the microphone and getting that set up for the past couple of days has been a little bit less ideal. I guess having to spend so much time on it, but yeah, all of this. Let's see, I was going to say all of this should hopefully be better for content in the future, but not even necessarily. Because for my break coming up, that will be next week. I was hoping to have a few videos, but spending the time getting the microphone working and set up, which again, if anybody listening does have feedback on that, on the microphone, just general sound and all that stuff, I would appreciate it. But yeah, let's see, we got that done. So that was the ambush. I wonder where it will take me if we go back to North Ithilien, or if it'll actually take me out. So we do go back to North Ithilien, and then I have to go outside of North Ithilien to talk to Aragorn. But anyway, spending the time on the microphone took the time that I wanted to use for a few videos, because I was hoping to have some videos for the break. We'll still see if that happens, but when I think about the things I have to do essentially by Saturday, that is when I get worried about being able to actually have any videos for my break. And it's good to know, Lemoyne, that I think a few other people have commented that it sounds fine. I want the medium, yeah, agility. Even if I don't use it, I have cosmetic interest in this, and I don't have cosmetic interest in it anymore. Yeah, tier list videos, they're actually, besides the first one did the whole, had to do research and talk to people and remind myself what was going on at 1:30. Even though it hasn't really changed, I don't think update 29, it slightly buffed the Runekeeper. That is one thing I just kind of missed on the Runekeeper, as I commented and talked about in the stream after that, discussing it, but discussing like some of the details a little bit more. But anyway, the balance was mostly the same, I think, for update 28. Some of the Wildwood 3-mans, I think, one problem, just think about tier list, the first one, didn't mean to go into this huge sidetrack, but okay, so the book quest is way in the west, the zone quest is in the east. We'll do the zone quest first. But anyway, with a tier list like that, there is the difference between 3-man, 6-mans, and raids, and even playstyles, like things like your race. If you are a person who cares about your race and like totally min-maxing, or things like weapon swapping, if you do or do not weapon swap, that can change how good certain classes are. Thinking more in terms of DPS, but even tanking and healing and the such like that. That there are a lot of different factors with LOTRO on that.
Let us hope you bring glad.
So it's kind of hard, I actually feel like, to do a tier list and not be influenced too much about that stuff. So it looks like the zone quest, I didn't even realize there was this huge slot in the northeast. I don't remember. For the zone quest, I somehow ran out of zone quest my first time doing North Ithilien after like the first set down here. So I must have missed something. That was way back in the day. Many years ago though. But yeah, we'll look at the book quest for now, I think, even though the Kundalar, that actually sounds exciting up there. I think there's a good Slayer deed for them and the such that I would like to get done. And of course help with reputation and all the stuff. All that useful stuff. But head to the book quest now. We got that, saw where it went. That's something we can do later. Give me something to return to North Ithilien for, essentially, and look at the book quest now. But anyway, with tier lists, the point of that was they are actually relatively easy videos to make that are kind of low stress on me to, I don't know stress, but low workload as far as like editing and preparing and all that sort of stuff outside of that one specific case. But I also like having those as premieres just so I can chat with people about whatever is going on, if people have comments, questions, all that sort of stuff. It is the one few style of video that actually I feel like works with the premiere feature on YouTube, which I'd like to test out a little bit with my channel. Doesn't seem to have too much impact. I thought there are a few theories there. I don't think anybody knows how the YouTube algorithm works, but perhaps using a feature like that, they would somehow promote your video more just for using the premiere feature. Was one idea with it. So it looks like this, I need to retrieve ranger supply caches. I don't know what these rangers' obsessions are with caches, but they're always losing them. Like, I feel like if I think about rangers and LOTRO, I think about their lost caches and how you're always having to retrieve them. Fertile soil. That looks like a good spot to plant some seeds. Don't even know what I'm planting there, but I'm planting. And hopefully somebody can pick a flower out of that and get some good extracts and get some essence gear. But I'm also trying to think, as far as tier lists, I have a couple more coming up in the future, and maybe even those I could do non-premiere style. Ooh, this is a warband. The last one I need actually is up here. Looks like he is right here. He's a signature warband. That is odd. All the battle cats are signature. I wonder if he's labeled as small fellowship or solo or what. It seems like a lot of signatures for the game to label it as solo, but I do not know. Hopefully it pops up when I turn in. I guess I could actually look at my quest log and see. It doesn't seem to say. I don't care quite that much to actually look, but got that deed done, even though I didn't even want the virtue XP all that much. Wish you could bank up virtue XP. You could, like, instead of getting virtue XP from deeds, if they give you virtue XP tokens like with Hobbit gifts, and they were actually stackable so it didn't take up hundreds of inventory spaces, I would prefer in general my characters to actually have that flexibility of just using them when I want. And there would be the issue from Standing Stone Games perspective that you could just save all your virtue XP things for when we get a virtue XP buff, like the recent 20% boost, which I think would definitely be concerned from their end. But even outside of that is where I think it would be nice. Anyway, the book quest. We haven't found that many supply caches. And that is going to be the book that is going to be this color, which is basically in the same area as the Tend the Garden, I think, or is that the Grip of Mordor that is here? That is Tending the Garden, that is in the same area. So I should be able to plant 2 more seeds while I'm here as well. Pretty convenient, these two things align. But anyway, with all these distractions, back to tier lists. There are a few ideas I have for very short tier lists, which might not be a problem. That's one thing I might actually try with my channel a little bit more in the future, is more short videos that are not using the YouTube Shorts feature. That seems to have changed a little bit, where I don't think it's something I really want to use too much with my channel, or I don't have much motivation to use anymore after I've tested out a few different ways. But just having some like couple minute, 5-minute, those type of videos. And there are some tier lists that could do that, like expansions in LOTRO would be one, with Helm's Deep being somewhere. I wonder, I don't even know what I would think is my favorite expansion. I'd probably have to say Rise of Isengard, just because that's the first expansion I got to the level cap, but I feel unfair. I'd almost have to do like a separate tier for like didn't play for Moria and Mirkwood to an extent. I played during the Siege of Mirkwood expansion, but doing the actual expansion content and doing endgame while it was the Siege of Mirkwood expansion was not something I did. Where's the book quest? So that is still here. There still should be a bunch of ranger caches potentially in this area, not poplar branches. Also should have validity names on. Perhaps it's just displaying not as it should, not really updating the polygons on the map, so I do need to go to the east. I don't know on this. There is one. So there are probably a few extra ranger caches, and you only need to get 5 of them. But yeah, other tier lists could do races, but they're only like, it's going to say 5 races in LOTRO. I'm not sure if that's even true. There's Hobbit, Elf, Dwarf, Race of Man, and then there's High Elf. That is 5, and the Stout X would be 6. And it seems kind of odd to do a tier list on races And you can actually do races, both general performance, which Race of Man would probably... It really depends too much on class, because it's not true for every class that Race of Man would be best, but in general, Race of Man is a really good race for most classes. And not really a bad choice for any class. I thought I already did deposit, I guess not. Yeah, dungeons and raids, that was another thing. Could do all that sort of stuff. One problem is actually having to get screenshots. I know this was rough, and particularly the North Downs screenshot. I should have gotten a better screenshot for North Downs. I feel like that was one reason I actually accidentally put North Downs too low. I was thinking too much about the area the screenshot was, which isn't a bad area, but it was kind of ugly. A bad screenshot because it was at nighttime. I really should have taken the time to find a better one. And I also forgot a little bit about the group cons and stuff in North Downs that I like. I also rated a lot of Gondor too high, I think, in review. I'm talking about all these things on that tier list that I should have made better, even though I just uploaded that video on the zone ones. It feels like stuff I probably should have thought of before I published the video, essentially, and I don't know, redone the whole thing, but the positive attribute is it gives me something, now that I've had the reflection after that tier list, it gives me something to actually update when I do a new zones one in the future, as my mood changes and all that sort of stuff. And that, of course, with zones is just like my personal favorites, and that would be the same for the dungeons and raids and the such. Okay, where are we going? Hin Ithilien. Once again, the problem with it being so late is it takes me like 10 minutes to decide which skill I want to click. But yeah, dungeons and raids, that is something, somebody actually commented that in one of my videos in the zone one, I think, on like instance clusters. Alright, tending the garden, that is obviously not the book quest. Aragorn is outside Hin Ithilien, at Hin Ithilien. My chair is all squeaky. You'll probably hear that. That was probably picked up on the mic. It's also warm in here, 67 degrees, which is a bit warm. It's kind of cold earlier today. Felt cold even though it wasn't that cold. It was like 64-ish most of the day inside. But yeah, turn this in, and then I think I will go to reassure worried. Seems like it'd be something good to go ahead and get done reassuring these worried. Are they at Hin Ithilien? Outside Hin Ithilien? On top of Hin Ithilien? In Hin Ithilien? And do not know. Finland is quite far away, but it sounds like it snowed there a couple days ago. Wonder the last time it snowed here. It's been a little while. Sometime mid-late-ish April. Yeah, warmer weather is always nice. I'm guessing especially at a place like Finland. But I'm hoping for some storms. It's been a little bit of an inactive spring where I am so far. It's been a while since I've experienced a good thunderstorm, and I always like them. Oh, so these are all the soldiers I need, so this quest... Oh, I was worried about this quest and how long it would actually take to reassure these worried soldiers. But that worry was reassured when I finished the quest. Oh, we got a forager's basket. A bunch of different extracts. Red box of Ithilien spoils. 3 orc heads on a pike, that is one I do not have yet. I think I have 4 orc heads on a pike, a single orc head on a pike, and now 3 orc heads on a pike. None of that showing. We can't have any of that ugly stuff here in the pretty North Ithilien. Okay, we are ready to finally go to Aragorn's camp also known as Camp of the Host, which is not really shown. On both of the maps in the game, this camp is essentially not shown, and it's kind of funny. It's at the border of the two zones, so they just decide it's okay at the very north of this, and can't really see it, and can barely see it if you actually go to the waste. I think it's technically, most of it's in the waste. There's some weird noises. It sounds like... I'm trying to think even what it sounds like. For some reason, whatever noise I'm hearing from outside sounds like somebody is taking a sewer lid. Can't think of the name of it, but the little round thing that covers the sewers that you like jump through in Mario. Mario Sunshine. You go through them, and that's such a sounds like. Not like that, not like it sounds like a Mario, but that's just what comes to my mind, the noises I'm hearing. Anyway, let's go to the Camp of the Host, which is somewhere. Here it is. I really should look into the plugins. I think travel bars, I don't remember if that's the name of it, but look into the actual plugin to have all these travel skills in essentially one skill slot. Oh, how convenient. Aragorn is right here. Looks like there is a book 7, chapter 9.
I want to keep Sauron's eye focused on us for as long as we can.
Yeah, manhole cover, is that what it's called? Legolas. That was for a zone quest here. Okay, this is that guy. We want to talk to the flower person, but we want to talk to the flower person that actually has the flowers of the waste. The extracts of the waste, that is. Well, it looks like I can get these ugly cloaks. I think I already looked at them and determined, as much as this cloak matches my outfit, wow. I almost feel like this outfit was designed for this cosmetic cloak. For some of the cosmetics we have seen here, it really looks like this outfit was designed for them. And that is a crazy match. This one, not as much. Yeah, the settled mind. I can't believe how well that matches. Anyway, I don't use cloaks as a warden, I use my javelins pack. But yeah, still not seeing the new flower extracts. Perhaps that is a Horondir thing.
Not surrender us, Gideon.
Don't see any of that here. It could be at some of the borders. Again, Horondir is an option. When we get to that, maybe we can see, but I was hoping somebody to talk to. Let's make my mouse. Actually, don't need to make my milestone here since I have the swift travel now. Also, not swift travel, but I have the muster. Also, there is a task bulletin board here. So, task board. I don't know why I said the full name task bulletin board. Probably just reading it, but anyway. The other option for barter is the Host of the West people here, maybe. So I can see what they have for the waste flowers that I'm trying to remind myself what all is going on here. And that will be the last thing. Here are the Host of the West people. So see if they have anything. There's Pippin. It's kind of weird. Sometimes he's called Peregrine Took and sometimes he's called Pippin. But it looks like right now he's called Pippin in the game. Usually I see him called the full Peregrine Took. Okay, so don't see anything for the waste extracts.
Gondor at all cost.
Again, it could be in Horondir there, where some of that is, but I don't know. Also, there's something going on over here. I don't remember exactly what. Maybe it's not really anything significant as far as like barters and rewards go. But yeah, not seeing any of this stuff. And the extracts that I'm talking about, I could even look at the LOTRO wiki, but the violet and golden extract, those are the two of interest. What to do with those two. But I think that is pretty much all I have for the stream. Let's see, I can work on the book quest a little bit as I do my outro stuff. He's on the northern edge, which is somehow on the far east, like far southeastern. edge. Here he is. Did that say northern edge? No, it did say northern edge of the camp.
Be warned, there will not be much cover on the
That's kind of odd.
Wait a
Let's
moment if you would.
talk back to Aragorn. Anyway, for some outro type stuff, future content, I honestly don't know when I will be back. Wouldn't mind being back tomorrow, but I don't know that that will be a reality, that I will actually stream tomorrow. And if I have extra free time, they have the same outfit as me, and I think they have the matching cloak. Yeah, let's see what this has. This will give me something to do while doing the outro. This is in pretty far into the waste. This is Norcost, which is maybe Norcost. Carcost. I'm guessing a lot of the even CHs in the game are more like a hard C, I guess, so it's like Carcost, Norcost is what I'm guessing. But I don't know why we are here, for if he's telling us something in the past. Or what exactly is going on here. Let's follow. But yeah, for future content, I wish I had a little bit more to share. But I don't really. I'd like to be back Friday as well, but there's a possibility that I won't. I would like to have my leveling tier list. That is something that I actually do want to have sometime this week. Perhaps that could be something for Saturday, or not Saturday, but Sunday. That would be, yeah, that would be good. Convenient for me to do Sunday. So maybe Sunday I will have my leveling tier list. So we see, I think we're actually going towards the Black Gate. I really don't know when this is supposed to be, because this is before we get to the stuff in the waste, and the waste is obviously still very active. Looks very evil. I feel like this is the little animation they have going on here is like, I don't know, if they did something like this, the actual cinematic that they have in the game for the waste here was like 100 times better than the original Mordor. Do not be seen by any of my foes. Oh no. Why can't I be seen? And what do I need to do with the fire here? Is there like a reason I can't be seen by these? Defeat orcs and Easterlings and... Oh, that's a quest. That's not a deed. Oh, they found me. I don't even know where I'm supposed to be going, but they found me. I wonder if killing them is the issue, or what this is with the quest. This might be one of the hardest quests I've ever done. Oh, let's just try this. I don't seem to be failing the quest, at least. Is the idea that they're supposed to kill you? And that is how you don't get seen by them? A silent one. Like, if they really didn't want you to get seen, they should have made these guys like arch nemesis and some of the toughest mobs in the game. Or just like one-shotters. But the quest isn't failing, and I'm making my way to the upper levels and I'm being seen by the foes, so I will take that. That is a huge win for me that I could do the good old Warden strategy of not sneaking through. Hold and keep silent. Alright. We'll see what happens here, but yeah, I think I have solidified some of my plans except for when I'm going to stream. Essentially, I'll have a video Sunday, and I hope during the next couple days that I can work on some quick videos. The problem with my videos, even if I do like, if I had something crazy short, like a 2-minute video that didn't take that long to record, I still have to make a thumbnail, and even the editing process and all the process on YouTube could actually be way longer than the video. So there's all that extra stuff, all that extra time than the actual time it takes to like record a video that goes on. So that would be the issue with trying to get some videos done, is the editing and stuff, including the thumbnail process and some other things. But anyway, I'd still like to have some videos for my break, which will start on Sunday, I guess, on Monday really, and then sometime the next week, probably later in the week, is when I can finally return to videos. But anyway, that is what is going on. I'm glad to have taken the time to make some plans for myself and of course share them with you all in the stream, because I want you all to be aware of what is going on with the content. And then some review for what we have done today. I feel like we should be Gothburs. Isn't that a guy in like North Downs or something? I really do feel like Gothburs is the name of some orc in North Downs, but I don't know for sure. Maybe they made it all the way to Mordor. Or maybe he was somebody famous from Mordor that traveled to North Downs. I do not know. Or I could be misremembering, but that is definitely the least likely thing. Least likely possibility. So yes, this is the last one. And we got a nice teal cloak. I've gotten so many cloaks. It's like all they reward for book quests is cloaks. I got another teal one, I believe, from somewhere. But now I have another teal one, which is level 105, a lot higher item level, and definitely looking plenty nice compared to the one I have, especially when I get an essence slotted into it. And it looks like they give me a phial of amber extract and trumpet emote. Alright, I'll have to work that into a thumbnail at some point, of course. And North Ithilien Essence Box, got another North Ithilien Essence Box even. Idle Hands. Yoreth in the High Hall. That sounds like Minas Tirith. This is something worth using Mythocoin. I don't even know what High Hall, what version of Minas Tirith we are going to. Probably after battle, because it would be really weird to go to before battle Minas Tirith with something like this. But I'm not sure if there's anything more worthy of spending Mythocoins than going ahead and traveling here, so they can plan better in the wastes.
We can only hope that the
You know, Quartermaster, maybe they have. I don't think they have anything I want. Alright, Yoreth. Maybe where that person came from. Perfect. Oh, I didn't even see what the quest was. House of Remedies. Now this is where I... Oh, these are flower picking things? Wow, 4 Ithilien Essence Fragments. Okay, House of Remedies. We will see where the House of Remedies is, but I don't want to travel that much in Minas Tirith. I don't want to spend Mythocoins either. This is exactly why I have Mythocoins, but giving me big internal structures. I also don't want to travel in Minas Tirith, like, maybe especially not now. Okay, that's not too far away, so it's definitely not a problem. But yeah, for some review of what we did today, the thumbnail, as I mentioned, was North Ithilien, because we did some North Ithilien stuff actually to start the stream. But then the main feature today was the waste. Are we going to House of Remedies? Yeah, that's the only functional door, is the one on the left. And with the waste, we did the roving threats with my kinship. Had to search a little bit for the troll, because apparently they wander off. They actually rove around a little bit from the points they have listed on the LOTRO wiki, but eventually we found out we got all 5 of them, and all that was good. Now where is Galathyr? Not up here. I remember the House of Remedies. I remember there was an NPC I had to run to, like right around here a lot. think the person I need for the quest would eventually actually... Here's Galathar. Oh, now he's activated.
The enemies of men approach.
Okay, talk to somebody else. Oh, so much lag here in these buildings in Minas Tirith. Sometimes it takes a minute all to settle down, but it's actually getting worse as I'm going in this place. Milgamel. Well, I clearly have no idea where Milgamel is, because I think I've run around most of the houses of healing here, or House of Remedies, and have not run into them. Here's Galathar again. If I just went this way to begin with. Here, the Great Bridge and Osculith after battle. Well, fortunately, I am a Warden, and this one I can't even use a Mythal Coin if I wanted, but, well, not after battle Minas Tirith, we need to go after battle Osculith. But yeah, I really feel the need to go ahead and get this travel stuff done, so I'm not going to start the stream doing some rougher stuff, I guess, with all this travel Minas Tirith now, and get back on track with the wastes in a moment, hopefully. I don't even know if this will lead to anything. I could probably look at the LOTRO wiki and double check if this even leads to anything, or if I can do all the wastes and all the such and get everything I need done without doing these, but I thought I would go ahead and start, and I think this is actually flower stuff again. I have to remind myself this is flower stuff and not even for the waste. Although this is really weird. I feel like I'm hanging on to the horse for dear life right now. Now we have black screen. Ooh, got on some rubble. Anyway, I feel like I covered what we did today. Was Roving Threats in the Waste, and then Roving Threats in South Ithilien, or Eastern Gondor, depending how you want to call it. I think here's Milgamel. Milgamel, rather. Milgamel. Oh no. That's a lot of surveying. That is really concerning. I have to look, so an apprentice's guide. I wonder why I got this quest just now. What the deal is. So, Apprentice's Guide, Herbalism quest. So these are all the Herbalism quests. It looks like Noon are ones I already have. Camp of the Host. Noisome and Unrelenting. Have not gotten to Noisome and Unrelenting yet. Okay. I'm trying to look. And the whole quest chain, I actually do not see this anywhere. And okay, there it is. And this will lead to some at Noon, some at Camp of the Host, some at Harandir. And I don't really know the point of these quests, if they have any point or not, or if they unlock anything, or what. I honestly do not remember. But that is something I will probably have to look into in the future, and we can go ahead and knock out Houses of the Healing at the very least. We can go ahead and knock out Houses of Healing so I don't have to go in here and do this part later. So trying to think for convenient times for me to stream, and I do think Friday will be best. Saturday is an unknown. I wouldn't mind trying to stream Saturday at this point. Of course I want to, but it is unknown to me if I will be able to Saturday. And yeah, that is the current plan, I think. Oh. squeaky chair again. Oh, I have the NPC here. What do I need to do to survey? Here we go. Oh, conferring. Okay, so that's all I needed to do there, which is good. And I think Imlad Morgul, maybe I can go ahead and get Imlad Morgul done as well. There are a couple that are closer to the after battle Osculate muster, so I feel like they're a little bit convenient ones to go ahead and get done. And then we will get wrapped up with this maybe after this one. The Aelin Varen and Bar or Roth, I think would require a little bit more travel, and I can take the opportunity while I'm doing that travel at another time. Yeah, for these two areas. It would have been nice if I got this quest while I was doing all the other things here. With all these, with everything else going on with North Ithilien. It just would have been a nice quest. I feel like instead of having you go back and do this, setting it up so that you don't. Ah, good, we have the skybox. It is always a worry, it seems like, when I'm traveling to these areas that the skybox decides to not show up. Got tons of essence boxes. Tons is definitely a little bit of a strong word. I have a few essence boxes, and then a few not quite as good essence boxes. And Matham Hunter's armor, which I don't really want. Alright, so I have a final reminder. It's been a big topic in the stream, but just a final reminder for anybody that does have comments on the microphone. I would appreciate it, but it sounds like most people think it sounds fine, which is good. And hopefully that has worked out well and sounds better than the old one, and definitely doesn't have that annoying buzz. At the very least, I know that compared to the other one. But if anybody does have comments on that, whether in the stream here or just in a comment on the video or anything like with future content, of course I would appreciate that. But as far as this stream goes, and outside of that, that is all I have. And in the next one on this character, I plan to continue North Ithilien, the Waste, all that sort of stuff, perhaps new instances with my kin, new instances that are to this server, which would be the 105 stuff. We might do some of that. So the possibilities are, there are essentially a lot of possibilities is the point there. And, oh, maybe I'll go ahead. I'm really close to Bar Roth. I have to go ahead and get that. But yeah, to talk about the future plans with this character, that is what I have coming up. I think finishing North Ithilien, doing the Waste, may mix in a little bit more of the Waste, just so I can savor a little bit more of North Ithilien and come back to it, get the nice guys when I really need a break of the darkness of the Waste, the grayness, the evilness, the spookiness, maybe a little bit of the Waste. So when I need a break from that, I will have the nice lush blue sky North Ithilien right next door that I can always go back to and do stuff in. So maybe that will be, maybe do some in the Waste so I can savor the zone quest in North Ithilien, which I believe I am nearly done, or maybe even as far as like the deed goes, done with. But looks like quests of North Ithilien, I'm actually still have quite a few left for the deed, which is good. And then just need to survey this place, and that will be all I have. And probably continuing with the survey quest so I can get both North Ithilien and the Waste. And yeah, those are the possibilities for this character in the future. And when I get wrapped up with things on this character is when I might start exploring thinking about some new characters, different new characters. Looks like this did not really count. That work? Nope. Still not working. Do I have to actually be in the ruins? Not where it says on the map. I think this will work. But anyway, I will get out of this and use a word of mustard probably to Henneth and noon. Actually, I might go to Galtrab so I can remember to get the subscriber town services. Alright, let's get her over here, and now I can do it without actually step into the ruins. Now she can do her stuff. Oh, she's talking about the flowers, which we already Oh, she's going to gather some flowers. Okay. Well, good for her. She can gather flowers. I will be going to Geltrap. And as far as this stream goes, I will also be heading out. So I hope you all did enjoy it and all the content we went through with the Waste and North Ithilien and variety there. Some kin content, some solo stuff, questing, book quests, all that sort of stuff. And if you did enjoy, please consider liking and subscribing for more or becoming a channel member to support the content. And thanks for joining and